Hello, all our lovely spooky friends that have joined us tonight for another episode of Storytime with the Scariest Podcast.
Woo!
Thank you. What is it, Lang Puma?
Yeah, Lang Puma followed us 2 days ago, so thank you very much. And also run Lemonkins, who followed and subscribed us 6 days ago, so I'll run that notification as well. Just want to thank everyone who's joining us live at twitch.tv/scarishpodcast and youtube.com/scarish. We appreciate every one of you folks, and we're going to be doing these Storytime episodes, so I'm pretty excited because we're going to be reading the homegrown horrors while Robin adjusts her chair. It's where it normally is. So
well, I was just like, why is this mic so high? It's like as tall as my face. So
nothing's been adjusted, so it just feels odd. But Robin,
you know, Asians shrink as we grow.
Is that true? So week to week, you folks will watch Robin shrink until eventually she's as tiny as the doll that we have in the very front. For those of you watching live, you can see what she looks like. We did put up some shout outs on all the social medias that work, requesting some name suggestions for our new sacrificial doll that Ralph brought us from Mexico.
Yeah, it's weird though. Facebook and Instagram today have just been not working.
Instagram works with Facebook. I'm pretty sure they're on, like, they're integrated. But yeah, it's really scary having Facebook go down, because if you remember, Zuckerberg in that movie Social Network was like, you know the difference between us and everyone else? We don't crash ever. Well, guess what, dude? You crashed today. So
well, he doesn't own it anymore. So
Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he still owns it.
Pretty sure he sold Facebook.
No.
Didn't he?
No. Then why did he get called into Congress to get yelled at because old men don't know how to use their routers? Just saying. But yeah, March, whatever it is, the 13th, March 13th, 2019, Facebook crashed. I can't even mark myself safe in the Facebook crash of 2019 because Facebook's not working, so I can't mark myself safe.
My worry is that every time I try to do anything, like anything, whatever, it doesn't register me liking it. So some will register, some won't, and so I'm like, I don't want people to be like, oh, they don't like me, so they don't like me. And
my biggest concern was the fact we couldn't post anything. Like, we were going to post a thing for, hey, here's a picture of this doll, help us name it, and then the patrons are going to pick. And then we also couldn't post like, hey, don't forget to watch us tonight. So if our numbers are low, I personally blame Mark Zuckerberg. We got Zuckerberg, basically.
Wow.
We got zucked. We got zucked in the face.
My dick.
Wow.
Okay,
anyways, so Robin, what are homegrown horrors?
So homegrown horrors are the lovely paranormal / supernatural / spiritual, what have you, haunted stories, really cool family stories that are awesome, that you guys have graciously shared with us. And it's just kind of awesome to be able to read those back to you guys. So.
It really is. And if you're listening to any of these and it reminds you of something you heard or something that's happened to you, please feel free to reach out to us, and you can email storytime@scarish.com. That's our email address. You can go to our website, which is scarish.com, and click on Contact Us and fill out that form and send it directly to us. That works really well. And a lot of you have been doing that, and we appreciate it. If you would like to message us on Facebook, if it ever comes back up, facebook.com/scarishpodcast. You can tweet at us at scarishpod. You can Instagram message us at scarishpodcast. And then we have the other things like the Facebook group, which you can find by going to the Facebook page. And you can also join our Discord by going to our website and just clicking on the Discord link, and it'll jump you right in there. We're about to hit 200 there, so pretty excited about that. It's been a really fun time. We're doing 4 stories. That's the new format. We've talked about it before. I haven't had any feedback on what the stories are like, so cross my fingers, hope that they're decent. But they usually are. I don't think we've ever had stinkers or anything like that. We've had some stuff that made us speculate a little bit, but I trust you folks. So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay, I will go first. So my first one of the evening is from Holly, and the subject is ghostly childhood. So this sounds like it's going to be good. And it starts out, hey, Aaron and Robin. Every time. It gets funnier every time. This one's even spelled Aaron, E-R-I-N, not even A-A. Not even matching a letter.
Aaron A. Aronson?
Not even matching a letter from my name. Then it says, LOL, JK, just kidding. Hey, Adam and Robin. Hello.
Hello.
I've been listening to your podcast for a while now, but I wanted to be completely caught up before I submitted my story so I wouldn't sound crazy or like I was making it up. So I grew up in England, and my house was built on what used to be dead land between a town and a mining plant. Basically, when the mining plant was being used, wives and children will often walk over this swampy area in order to take their husbands/fathers their lunch.
Aww.
To ruin something that sounds quite nice, quick shout out to ChessieCat98, who just resubscribed for the 6th month in a row using their Prime subscription. It says 6 months, woot, and then 3 or 4.
I hope
4
you're
hearts.
Surviving through that bomb cyclone storm thing.
Yeah, stay safe, everyone in that bomb cyclone.
Yeah.
So it's really windy down in Vegas, and the wind is cold, but that's about it. So we're feeling for the folks that are actually experiencing severe weather.
And snow and
Indeed.
horror.
And this is a good time to remind people, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you have 5 free Amazon dollars to give away on twitch.tv. And you can give it to anyone you want once a month. And if you don't give it, Amazon gets to keep it. It's like your uncle giving you $5. Then at the end of the month, if you didn't spend it, he comes back and takes it from you and hands you another 5.
Funny story. When I was younger and didn't know the value of money, my uncle was like, oh, hey, here's $5 or whatever. And I guess I used to have like a little box full of my little bills. And I was like, no, I already have one of those.
Wow. That's hilarious. I'm collecting. I already got a 5. No big deal. That is so funny. That's good. But like I'm saying, Amazon Prime is that uncle trying to give you $5 you can give away once a month. So go to twitch.tv/scarishpodcast. Give it to us. And it's really easy. You can go to twitch.tv, link your Amazon account in less than 60 seconds, and you get that free subscription. So, Chessy Cat, thank you so much for using that. We appreciate it. And shout out to Scarish, who is now following us.
Nice.
I really appreciate your name. So I'll go ahead and get back to this email now. So it says that they're on this land that basically got trampled a whole bunch, and it says, to ruin something that sounds quite nice, sometimes people would die there after they fell and drowned in the swamp. So,
why would you use that to go around?
It does sound like hazardous terrain, but some people are like, nope, going the most direct route. It's like when you get home from the grocery store.
Have you never watched Never-Ending Story?
I haven't. So it's like when you get home. I mean, I've watched bits and pieces of it when I was a child, and I was like, this movie sucks.
Do you know
put on
why
Pulp
swamps
Fiction.
are sad?
I mean, I've seen the scene with the horse, if that's what you're talking about. So I don't know.
Get out.
Anyways, it's like when you get home from the grocery store and you're like, I'm not making 2 trips to this trunk, and you strap every grocery bag to your arms and you get those deep grooves, those rings around your arms because you're carrying everything all at once. You're like, I could be in one of those strongman competitions if they just had grocery bags. So it's similar to that, but apparently people died walking on this swamp, so that sucks. It goes on to say, anyway, because you know that they know that we're going to have a side tangent. Anyway, basically because building companies give 0 shits about this kind of thing, there's now a whole estate built on top of this. All of the women in my family have always been more sensitive to spirits, but I remember from a young age always being really scared of the dark at the bottom of the stairs. I don't know why. But it was always just too dark at the bottom of the stairs. That's kind of creepy. We've had like the unnatural darkness story crop up a couple of times. Ralph told us a story on this past episode about darkness that seemed to keep like encroaching forward, which is just super terrifying. So the darkness at the bottom of these stairs is just too dark. Going back to the whole drowning and dying thing, every night it sounds like there was someone walking up to about halfway up the stairs, like they were trying to be quiet and just stopping multiple times in the night.
That's super creepy.
It is.
No.
I never used to go to the bathroom as soon as the lights were out, as I'd have to walk past the top of the stairs to go, and I'd rather pee myself than see something standing there. It's probably a good decision to make.
You'd probably pee yourself if you saw something standing there.
Really quick note, if you're on a second floor or first floor, it really doesn't matter, and you're too terrified to leave your room, pee out the window. So let's keep going.
Girls can't do that.
Oh, yeah. I always forget that guys have this convenient thing hanging off the front of us that allows us to project our urine. So I 100% being honest, I've totally peed out windows before. I'm sure I'll pee out a window again before I die.
You're a horrible person.
You know what hasn't happened to me? I haven't been dragged down the stairs by a demon. So just saying. Continuing on. One time was different, though, and the chances of me actually peeing myself had reached dangerously high. So I got out and peeked my head around the corner only to see a woman standing on my stairs.
Hold on. You're going to have to repeat that to me because I'm too mind blown by the fact that you're disgusting.
How are you mind blown by that at this point? So this person was like to the point where they were actually going to pee themselves. They decided that they didn't want to be like me and pee out a window. So they got dressed and they were looking out their room to see if they could make it a clear shot to the bathroom. And at the stairs, they saw a woman standing on the stairs. She looked young and was an old-timey dress. And she looked at me and then disappeared into the darkness. That is super creepy.
That's super creepy.
I just held my pee, went back to my room.
I want to know. Like, how did it...
Did it vanish or did it just back up?
Or did it walk?
It's way creepier if it walked.
If it walked.
And if it walked into the darkness being like, you merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it, molded by it.
Thank you for that.
I love doing...
Every episode of any podcast.
I love doing that voice. I don't know. When it first came out, I used to put my hand over Robin's mouth. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, and like spread my fingers apart like the Bane mask. She'd be in the middle of sentences. I'd be like, boop. You're like, you merely adopted the darkness. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
you said it doesn't matter who we are.
Yeah, that was the other one. What matters is our plan. Okay, so she didn't say that before receding into the darkness. They go on to say in the email, I just held my pee, went back to my room, and stayed up all fucking night with my headphones on.
I would too.
I would stay up all night. I don't know if I'd have my headphones on, because then you can't hear if something's creeping up on you.
But then you go under the blankets, you have your headphones on, you just hide, and you pretend that everything's kosher and that it's good and you're fine.
That's pretty good. I can see that. When I asked my mom about it the next day, she told me about where the house was built, in parentheses, hence why I know all the background stuff, and said she wouldn't hurt us. She just walks up and down the stairs each night, and my mom thought she must have died on the land our house was built on. That's so nice where your mom's like, yeah, I totally agree with you. That's happening, but it's a good ghost, even though it receded into the darkness all creepily. It goes on to say, another time, my grandma came over and I could hear her talking in the kitchen, even though I was sitting in the living room with my brothers and sisters. We were the only ones in the house with her. So I walked through to see what she was doing, expecting her to be talking to herself like old people do, LOL.
That's so fun.
But when I asked her, she said she was talking to my brother. When I told her he hadn't moved from the front room with me, she told me that no, he was just in here with her and wouldn't believe me until I looked into the room to ask him. So what's really creepy about that is one of you was hanging out with a ghost or a shapeshifter or a doppelganger or whatever.
Which is funny because we just watched that episode of Supernatural.
There's a lot of episodes of Supernatural.
Well, there's a lot of
Supernatural with the shapeshifters.
But we watched one last night in like season. What are we on? Season 11.
The Valentine's Day Curse.
Yeah.
I will say season 11 is bringing me back to the show. I have just been talking so much shit about this show for like the last 3 seasons. So very happy with season 11 of Supernatural so far. You can tell they got new writers. I think I've mentioned this on the show already once before. So, okay. Kid peeked into their thing. He's like, no. He's right there. Whoever you were talking to is a demon. Goes on to say, so my mom came home from work and my grandma told her about it and she replied with, oh, you've seen him too.
What?
Obviously, I lost my shit. And from that point on, I always kept music up super loud when I was home alone so I wouldn't have to hear anyone walking around that wasn't supposed to be there. The moral of the story is my mom saw loads of shit and didn't tell any of us and liked it when we brought it up, as then she could talk about it with us. It's like, oh, you've seen it too. Now we can talk about it. That's so creepy. But feel bad for your mom. She was trying to protect you from these things. Then as soon as like you brought up to her that you've witnessed it, she like calmed you down like, it's okay, I've seen it too. Versus some parents who are like, no, you're full of crap, even if they have seen it too. So not a bad job of parenting. I have some more stories of my mom's going to a haunted castle and getting touched up by a ghost, but I'll leave that to another time. Thanks for reading my story. Not going to apologize for it being long because fuck you.
Wow.
That's perfect. Just kidding. Love you both. Keep on creeping on, Holly. That was awesome. Yeah. I really like how you ended that. Never apologize for your stories being long. We always appreciate it when they're long. So that was really good. What would you do if you saw a bunch of stuff in the house and you had kids? Would you tell them?
Burn them.
You would burn the kids?
No.
Wow.
I would probably just move. I know a lot of people say like you can't just up and move sometimes, but I would definitely just, I don't know, find some safe haven of some sort.
Would you try staying away from the house for a little while before going back, or would you just like one bad experience and you're out?
I would hang out, a couple experiences.
I mean, I would
one little experience, like seeing that person. What?
I just thought of something. Keep going.
One experience, like seeing that person in the hall, like, okay, send someone to go check. No one's like invaded.
Send your youngest. He's the newest to the family. He doesn't have any.
It would probably be you. But
wow, that's messed up.
Send them to
check.
But
the youngest one doesn't have any tenure in the family. Send him first.
No. Send you out there. Go check it out. See if no one's invaded. No one's like here to rob us, murder us, whatever. Fine, go back to sleep. If it keeps happening, then yes, it's like, okay, you need to leave.
And burn the house down.
Get a priest. I don't know. If I don't own the house, if I'm just renting, I'd be like, I'm fucking out of here. Yeah. I'm good.
If you own the house, get the priest, sage the place, try everything you can, then leave.
Renting, fuck it. If you own it, you're fucked. No.
That's funny. That's not bad. I like that. No, what I was thinking was when you said what you were saying is that maybe the reason Facebook has been down today, and I always tell people like go Facebook Live if something creepy happens, if something creepy was happening to someone out there. They went Facebook Live, and the ghost was like, I'm way too powerful for this shit, and just shut down Facebook. Like it just straight up broke everything. So shout out to whoever that was that broke Facebook. Hope you're still alive. So fun stuff. Let's take a break and look over into the stream chat and see what you folks had to say tonight.
Okay, so somebody named, let's see, the Gray Ghost has a question. If you subscribe, do you need to follow?
I think I answered that using the official account directly underneath that.
Maybe? Okay. So, cool. Glitch says, hey, everybody's just saying hey in the beginning. What up, everyone? Oh no. Hold on.
It doesn't matter who you are. What matters is our plan. Taylor Dominguez was the first person to say anything over there on YouTube. They said, yay. And then Estley, it's hard for me to see from this distance.
Who's usually first?
Usually it's Jace. But I was worried that because we couldn't put out the Facebook blasts like, hey, we're going live tonight, that some people might have thought we weren't going to go up. So it might just be that he is a casualty of the Facebook glitches today. But Etzley, I can't see it from this far, but I think it's EZTLI. Says, hello, peeps. Emma says, wow, so I wasn't the only one with social media issues. I was getting really angry earlier. I was like, why the hell won't my shit post, man? Like, what the hell is going on? It turns out it was everyone.
Yeah, and it was so annoying because I was trying to, like, update stuff and make sure I liked everyone's posts because I try to be like that and make an effort. But it wasn't working out.
I was trying to like comments on Instagram, and like it let me like half of them, and then the other half it wouldn't let me like. Yeah. I'm like, these people are gonna think I think their idea is shit.
Exactly. That's what I was saying in the beginning of the episode. Hello, open your ears. Anyway, I just felt like an idiot at school, like refreshing constantly and pulling down my Facebook app and trying to get it to work, and I just felt dumb.
It's been a very annoying social media day. Twitter worked, though. Twitter didn't go down. At least I didn't see Twitter go down.
Oh, so. The Twitter was very good to me today.
I think it's all
I
Facebook
posted
related.
A bunch of stuff to Twitter because the new Wild Appalachia stuff is coming out for Fallout 76. And my sister and I are going to play that like crazy. And then now they're going to have a high-level vault raid. I'm so excited.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, so I have to get to level 50 because I think I'm level 48 or 49 right now. So I need to get to level 50 to get into that raid, and I think I have a couple weeks, so I'm fine. Right but it'll be fun. I don't know, lots of geeky stuff. I post a lot. I posted about that new Xbox controller and stuff like that. I don't know. Follow my Twitter at Robin Grace if you want gaming news.
If you want someone spamming you with constant game information and begging what's his face Larry Herb or Major Nelson for the free game every Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Looking over here, Blanca says hello. We got Estrella over there. Says, oh, goody, something to keep me awake till registration opens for next semester. That's hilarious.
I got to register for classes in a couple days, too. Oh, maybe that was today.
Oh, God. Emma says, Robin, you're civil engineering, right? How did you survive dynamics? I think she's in the process of surviving dynamics.
I take dynamics next semester.
There you go.
Yeah, either next semester. Depends on if I want to take differential equations or dynamics and dynamics at the same time. It kind of depends because right now I'm in mechanics of materials, and after mechanics of materials I think I have something structure blah blah whatever. I don't remember but I know I need DiffyQ and dynamics, and then I can be like upper division standing where I'm that close to graduating. So it's just
can't wait.
But it took me 3 tries to get through statics. So dynamics is going to be fun. And I still haven't even done my thermo yet. Because out here we have to do like a mechanical engineering class as part of our major. I don't know. What?
You know what Benjamin Franklin and Aaliyah say? If at first you don't succeed,
pick
yourself up and try again. Try again. She died, though. Which is sad. Just saying. Do you remember Romeo Must Die? That movie was actually kind of good.
You said it was bad.
I did not. You said something else that we saw the other day.
Cradle to the Grave.
That's it. Yeah, yes. I said that was bad. I've never seen that. I just didn't want to watch it. What else do we got?
We're going to watch
here?
a lot of Jet Li movies on this podcast.
I know we are. We have recorded the first episode of You Never Seen That. I got to pick the movie, so episode 0 for You Never Seen That is going to be a good fellas.
The next episode is going to be Pretty Woman.
I've never seen Pretty Woman start to finish. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I know like the famous scenes from it, but that's about it. So it'll be interesting to see what that movie...
It'll be fun to explain
I've seen
things.
Trading Places. I saw My Fair Lady when I was a kid. I know it's pretty much the same story.
My Fair Ladies don't have rules against kissing.
Cool.
I mean, maybe they do. I've never seen My Fair Lady.
Wow. That's messed up.
All right.
All right, so someone said Twitch is being twitchy. That is 100% accurate. We're having issues on Twitch on our end.
Zwalzo
really
says,
annoying.
has there been a... Oh my god, my screen just scrolled up. Hold on. Has there been a Hellhound episode? There was a specific hound, right? Oh my gosh. It keeps... Because people keep...
When people say something, it scrolls you down.
It scrolls me, yeah. So... there was a specific hellhound, right? Not a hellhound.
Correct.
In general.
We covered one specific account of one hellhound. I believe that had to do with the Hellfire
Benedict
Club.
Cumberbatch.
I hate you so much. But yeah, we haven't done hellhounds overall yet. Looking over here, Critia says, say nothing, which I think is in regards to whether or not you'd say anything to your kids about the creepy stuff that you witnessed in your own home. Which I would probably do too. I'd probably try and protect them from that information until I realized that they needed to know.
Well, that's probably why she waited until they were like, oh, you saw that too.
Yeah, and then it's like, I'll reassure you that everything's okay. I've seen it before and you've been okay. I believe in Adam's theory of the ghost breaking social media. I'm glad. Everyone buy into that one, so. Name her Lola, says Blanca. There's been a lot of really good names for the doll, and I think the doll appreciates it. And that little dot on the doll that you can see, like on the face or under the eye, I don't know, it kind of gives her character. It's like a beauty mark. What if you clean it and it comes back?
Chessie Cat and Abe's Monster are having light issues because of the storm. Hope it doesn't go out because that would be the worst. Let's see.
Akbar says, hey, sorry I'm late. I was in the middle of 3 forms of science examinations. You never have to apologize for being late. We are here, and you show up whenever you need to.
Yeah, good luck on those examinations because they don't sound fun.
Anna says, I saw a quote today that was, if you can't be successful, don't try.
That's
Two of my favorite quotes are, I think I'm just going to go with, I think it's just one. It's, if at first you don't succeed, failure may be your style. And I really like that one. Shout out to Gracie L, who just subscribed over on YouTube.
Thank you so much.
I took that quote and I put it on the demotivational posters from back in the day, like 20 years ago, before memes existed. That's basically what they started as. And I took someone's picture from my team when I was working at a call center who was just terrible at their job, and I put it there, and underneath it I put that quote, where if at first you don't succeed, failure may be your style, and our boss hung it on their wall in their cubicle. I was like, that's messed up.
So my boss told me a joke yesterday. So you're on a horse, and you have a lion chasing you, and you have a giraffe next to you, running next to you, and you're going really fast. What do you do?
Stay on the horse?
Get your drunk ass off the carousel.
Wow. That's a good joke.
I was just like, what? I was laughing.
The other thing I was going to say, the other catchphrase that I was recalling was, there's someone on my Facebook who I know from back home. I'm not going to name names, but they always post about all their drama in their life. And it's always like, I hate this person. I can't believe them. Then they let them back into their life. They're like, everyone pray for us or whatever. Then all of a sudden everything happens again where it's like they're back into drugs or they're cheating on you again. And it's like, you just see it cycle over and over and over. And then if they finally move on, they find another guy that's just like them. And to me, I'm just like, whenever I see that and I see them complaining about how like all the people in their life aren't shit, but blah, 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 I think of this quote from that same site. And it's the only consistent feature in all your failed relationships is you. And sometimes people really need to examine that. If you find yourself constantly posting about every person you've ever dated and every friend you have letting you down or being an asshole, like maybe the problem isn't with everyone else on the planet. And I don't think a lot of people are smart enough to just sit back and examine like, maybe I'm the issue here. Maybe I'm the person that might be causing these things.
As someone who's had to reconnect with a lot of my family, I realized a little bit that I'm kind of just this person that holds grudges for too long, and sometimes you have to realize like
let it go.
Yeah, let it go. In what, Indiana? That's
I'm doing the Last Crusade, Sean Connery saying it to Indiana Jones, let it go, not the song Let It Go.
All right, so continuing on, reading things, saving people, hunting things.
Etsley says, same. I still haven't gotten around to actually watching Pretty Woman. Sometimes you just wait to watch movies. When we go live with our show, before you listen to the episode, before you listen to the episode of Pretty Woman for You've Never Seen That, I say go watch it and then tune in and see if we thought the same thing, you and I. Because like, I'm probably going to try and find things to criticize about it to make Robin mad, because that makes her good podcasting. She didn't really shit on Goodfellas for me, though. She did comment on some of the more absurd scenes in that movie. But
it was like Pain and Gain, man. All right.
Pain and Gain's a weird movie.
That is such a weird movie. Spooky Zora says, I'm definitely the person that does one trip back into my house and one trip only, so load me up with those shopping bags.
That's funny.
Carly's tackling laundry mountain while listening tonight. Hopefully laundry is fun for you and therapeutic. I'm very good at folding. Adam's not so good.
I'm not. She's
Um,
much better than I am.
yes.
If I could fold as quickly and as efficiently as she could, folding would also spark joy for me. But for me, it just sparks frustration and back pain.
Well, after watching Marie Kondo, I'm just like, yeah. Or Marie Kondo, I guess. I'm not sure how she says her name. If it was Japanese, it would be Kondo. I'm not sure. Anyway, Miss Teasy's here and Beast Nerd. So I hope you guys watched the episode that we posted because we actually recorded a topic episode, well, like a main episode, with our special guest Ralph, who's here in the chat today, which is awesome. Let's see. There's so much. It's like constantly scrolling back. Neon Scars is like, I know I'm 10 minutes late, but I'm so confused because you're talking about peeing out the freaking window, probably. Spooky Zora says, I do Bane too. And having a dinosaur at the end of the bed to protect you, or like something that you think is going to protect you at the end of your bed, I think is really fun and smart until it's scratched up and ripped apart because something is trying to murder you. Isn't there a movie that does that where he has like the doll at the end of his bed to protect him? And
yeah, it's a New Nightmare. Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah. That would freaking scare the heck out of me. Carly says Goodfellas and Pretty Woman are numbers 1 and 2 favorite movies. That's awesome.
That's hilarious. We nailed that.
Hopefully you enjoy it because I think we talk and ramble a lot, and we definitely go through the entire movie and explain like, so this happened, what do you think? So this happened, what do you think? And it's just, you could probably not have to watch the movie and just
realistically, it's a spoiler cast, so you want to at least have seen the movie before or go into it knowing that if you listen to the episode, you're going to hear all about the movie. So I would suggest if you go to any of the episodes and it's a movie that you want to watch, it's the perfect time to watch it. And we'll start giving you guys advance notice of like, we're going to watch this movie for next week. That way you guys can all come in fresh, which would be really fun.
Cool.
So good stuff. I think I have just about everything through my YouTube chat. Some of it got removed because we had a troll over there that's been dealt with pretty efficiently. So shout out to whoever took care of that. It was me.
Oh my god.
I beat you to it, Glitch. But I have just about everything taken care of over there in YouTube. So if you want to move on to yours once you're done with your Twitch chat, I think we're ready for it.
Yep. Thank you. Everyone's saying that my makeup is good. It took me,
I will say, if it makes
minutes.
you feel any better, the troll was about how hot you were. Yeah. So it wasn't like they weren't being rude about us like how we've had trolls come in before. It was just like really crude shit about you being very attractive. So I think you should feel good about that.
It's funny because
earlier today, it really wasn't. Earlier today, Robin's like, stalkers exist. I'm like, no one's going to stalk this. But yeah, I can see it in your case. So good for you.
I'm Chubbs, just saying.
You're hot, just saying.
All right, so la. I'm going to start reading this next one then.
Give us a transition.
All right, so this next one was actually submitted through our website, and which I think is really cool that people are actually using that cool little service that you set up. So if you guys go to scaryish.com, we have a little submissions area, right? Contact us, and you guys can just type your stories or whatever you guys want to email us in there and press submit and we'll get it, which is awesome. This one is from May, and it's called Ghost Dating, which
it's gonna be May. Had to do it. Every
right.
time I hear it.
And it goes, hey guys, since Valentine's...
Hello. You didn't say hello back.
Hello.
There you go.
Since I was in the zone and you've taken me out of the zone. Now I'm like out of it.
Get back in the zone.
Since Valentine's Day is near, I want to share some romantic-ish but kind of scary story I personally experienced. You can share it on the podcast if you like. It happened around August 2017. My friends were pestering me to sign up for online dating and setting me up for blind dates because I'm becoming quite a spinster. 22 is not a spinster.
It's not at all.
She says, I'm only 22, so fuck them very much. I haven't really dated in college, so after graduating and having a job, I became so much busier to the point I never hang out with them sometimes. And to be honest, I'm not just up to meeting new people, but to shut their yammering, I relented. That's rough, where your friends are like pressuring
so
you.
Annoying that you have to eventually start going out and doing dates. I can't stand that shit.
But like your friends shouldn't be the ones that are like, hey, you need to date. You need to date.
I think friends think it's their responsibility to try and help you find happiness or to get you out of your rut. But there's a really good joke by Jim Gaffigan. It's a really old stand-up that he did. He's actually from Chesterton, Indiana, which is right by where I grew up. But he talks about how he hates blind dates because your friends always set you up. And it's not just that they're setting you up with people whose personalities they think will match yours, and it shows you how they are not going to match up. But it also shows you which friends of theirs they're willing to set you up with based off the level of attractiveness they think you are. So it's like, hey, man, how'd you like Carol? It's like, hey, man, fuck you. It's my favorite joke of his. And it's like the only joke where he swears. I don't think that's because of it. But
Jim Gaffigan's the Hot Pockets guy, right?
He is the Hot Pockets guy.
Hot Pockets. I love this Korean drama called Oh My Venus. And there is a heavier character. Well, there's multiple heavy characters in it. But there's one who dates this who's best friends with this popular girl when they're in high school and stuff like that. And so they're super best friends and they do everything together. And I think they get into college or something together. And the popular one, tries to get her heavy friend to date someone. And they hook her up with like super nerdy, super geeky little scrawny dude. And
take that, all you super nerdy, super geeky little scrawny dudes.
But it's just like the nerdy dude is like, I see what they're doing here. They're like setting me up with someone that they think is like they're treating her like shit. And so I just think friends that do that kind of stuff just don't do it, because you don't know how you're going to make your friends feel.
It's very true.
And it's just so rude. Watching that, I was just so pissed off at this show. Like, I love this show, but it's so sad and so...
I've been in groups of friends before where people are like, hey, this person's single and this person's single, and they might not match and they might not get along, but I'm just so sick of them like hanging out with us and being a third wheel, so we should make them date. You're guilty of that too. I've seen you try and do that. I'm not going to say with who, but you're like, this person just needs to date this person already. It's like, you can't just match people up based off the fact that they're both single. So just saying, don't do that, people. Like, take more consideration into it. Ask that person what they want. And then if they don't know what they want, then just throw anything out.
I want my sister to not be lonely.
Dude, come on. Are you really going to put that out there on the podcast there?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. No, you can edit it out.
Yeah, I'm obviously going to, but it's in the live episode now, so enjoy that, everyone. Robin worries about her sister, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I haven't really dated in college, shutting them up, so I relented. One of my points that I never hang out, one of the reasons why I never hang out with them sometimes. And to be honest, I'm not just up to meeting new people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I am mixing all my sentences up.
You are. This is just riveting right now.
One of my friends suggested that I do the pen pal thing, but online, since I adore writing letters, and I present myself better through written communication. The friend of my friend gave me a list of email addresses of some guys. Among that list was this guy's email. I changed it for their privacy, but it was something similar. brokesugardaddy@blank.com. Whatever.
Right
Broke
on.
sugar daddy. What?
I'm glad it wasn't something super ridiculous like porn star big dick energy 69 at gmail.com.
I was setting up an account for my sister today for things, and I asked her what her preferred username was, and I messaged her like, bitches at host 69, and she's just like, what? No.
That's funny. I've started, when I was working at GameStop, I went through a bunch of stores, and at one point they had me being a manager for this new store. It was an interim thing, and the assistant manager was the only one who had access to the payroll and the things that I would need to approve, and they weren't in town. I had to take care of this. They weren't around, and they had not, of course, set up my permissions to that store, so I went in there, and it's like, access is denied. So I reached out to
log in using their password.
I reached out to my district manager. I'm like, what do I do now? Because like I can't log in with anything else, and he refused to give me any of his information. So he's like, reach out to the assistant manager, whom I had not met at the time, and ask her for information. So it was like her email address or whatever was her login, and then like her password involved. I think it was like ass and hips 6969. And she texted it to me. She's like, oh my God, are you serious? I was like, I can't approve payroll otherwise. She's like, please don't judge me. I swear I'll change this when I get back. And she sent it to me, and I just never said anything about it because, like, how do you say anything? It's like, you don't expect to give your password out to someone, but in a professional setting, should probably be something different than that.
I've had to have my coworker approve my time card multiple times, and my password is like...
Really? You're going to give this out on the air?
No. It's just weird. It's not inappropriate, but it's dark.
It's dark?
It's like...
Dead babies, 420.
No!
Blaze it up, motherfuckers.
No, but it's just...
All interchangeable caps for all those letters, too.
It's just like something that I'm embarrassed about. And so it's like, thank you for not bringing it up at all. Anyway, continuing on. This email, brokesugardaddy@whatever.com, made me think that this guy seemed like an interesting person, so I sent him an email. The next day, he responded with the opening statement, "Ice, ice, baby, this dude is not really crazy, and please don't freak out, but my name is Julian, so peace out."
Wow. It's affected Robin. For those of you listening through the audio medium, she's leaning back in her chair.
What? I want to know how long it took for them to type everything out, delete, maybe that doesn't work, retype, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. Sometimes people come up with really good lines. I saw something on Facebook where it's like best ways guys have ever slid into someone's DMs, and one person sent a picture of a dog like running up to someone, and they messaged back like, what the hell? It's like, sorry he got off the leash, but since I'm here anyways, how you doing? I was like, that's pretty good. Like, I appreciate that one. So sometimes if you do something that's not raunchy, not dirty humor, just clever and funny.
Yes.
And if you use that as an icebreaker, and someone's like, why, like, still pissed off at you, then it's probably a good indication that your sense of humors are not going to match up whatsoever. So when I see those, I'm like, it
needs to be funny.
Yeah, it's a really good indicator of whether or not, like, one, they're available, or two, like, you guys are compatible. So, all right, keep going.
All right. So it was safe to say that we started emailing each other. Julian's obviously not his real name. It was kind of weird talking to a person you've never met almost every day with just knowing their first name, age, zodiac sign, height, and how much we're attached to our phones. We've
all realized that today during the great Facebook crash of how addicted we are to our phones.
This is like How to Catch a Predator.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, did you ever watch that show?
No, I did not.
Where it's just chat rooms where you don't know what this person looks like, or like catfishing, that kind of stuff. Like,
I never watched the show. No, I am familiar with the premises of How to Catch a Predator, though.
I would be so scared of not knowing who this person was, and we're just talking and telling each other about our lives, but not actually knowing who they were.
I think a lot of people have done that in one way or another. You know what I mean? Without being face to face, especially with like technology nowadays. Like, I had friends that like had like World of Warcraft girlfriends, stuff like that, where they never met in person, and eventually you like reveal what you look like to the other person.
I had a really good friend in middle school. No, it was high school. I had a really good friend in high school, and he lived in California somewhere, I don't even remember, and I lived in Hawaii, and we were really good friends. We played like MapleStory together and everything. And we were friends for a really, really, really long time. And then I moved away from Hawaii when he went to go visit Hawaii. So he hung out with all my friends in Hawaii. And I was just sitting there looking at all these pictures like, well, fuck me, I guess.
I guess not, actually. Poor dude. You missed out, bro.
Wow.
Hashtag just saying.
Oh, my God. But I don't do that very often. I don't meet people and create really huge relationships until this podcast, where we made all these friends, and you guys are freaking awesome.
Should we make an announcement in the middle of this tangent, or should we wait till the email's over to make the announcement?
Wait till the end of the email, because
we have a big announcement for everyone tonight.
Anyway, he was a really fun person to talk to, so I didn't really mind. Fast forward to November, and he asked me if we could meet up. I was kind of hesitant, which is smart. Because I kind of formed an image in my head about how he looked. Oh, so you guys didn't like share pictures or anything. I know it seems shallow, but I couldn't help but think about it. And also, I didn't want to disappoint him of whatever image that he had conjured about me. Nevertheless, I agreed, because if he turned out to be an asshole, I'd gladly get rid of him. We set up a date sometime after Christmas. A few days later, I realized that we hadn't talked about where we'd meet, so I emailed him. December came and he hadn't responded to my email. Since we converse around 3 to 4 times a week, it was kind of unusual that he hadn't responded for over a week. I didn't think much about it at first because he might be busy from work. December 16th came and I still received no response. I was about to ask my friend about him when I received an email from Julian apologizing that he was really sick and so he wasn't able to respond. I asked him if he was okay. He said he was fully recovered and he really missed our conversations. And, and little asterisk is like, blushes.
Aw, that's adorable.
We talked every day after that until December 22nd, and on December 26th, my friend went to my house. She looked at me somberly and said that Julian passed away last December.
Wow.
Due to cancer. That is so depressing. I first thought that she was joking, so I got really mad, stood up and told her that I'm going to slap her.
Wow.
For saying such an awful thing, but she looked serious. I grabbed my phone and showed her the email we exchanged starting from December 16th. I asked her if someone was messing with me via Julian's phone, but she said that it was impossible because after he died, they kept his phone with him. Blood drained from my face and my legs gave way. The next day, on December 27th, the date we were supposed to meet, I went to Julian's grave.
Wow,
Why?
this is super sad.
It's been over a year since everything happened, and I was still a little dazed about everything. I admit that I'm still a little afraid because he was emailing me from the other side. I'm not really a believer of paranormal and still am, but my experience with Julian made me realize that there are things that go beyond the normality of things, and that there are things none of our rational minds can comprehend. Lastly, I want to tell you that I never shared this with anyone except my friend who gave me Julian's email. That friend was Florence, the Aswan girl.
Wow. Well, thank you for combining those.
Yeah, that's
it's nice to know that our listeners know each other.
She told me about your podcast, and I've been listening since July, and the way you handle and deliver the stories convinced me to send you this. I love this podcast, and keep on creeping on May. Thank you so much for sharing your story. That is super duper depressing.
Yeah.
And that is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, thank you, May, for sending that. We appreciate you being courageous enough to share that with us. And thank you, Florence, for letting them know about the podcast. They were able to find an outlet that they could send this to. And Ralph said it to us, I think, on Monday, or I think Sunday, actually, is when we recorded. And he said that he really enjoys the fact that we have the forum here, and he gave us some of the credit for it. And honestly, it's not really us. It's the audience that have built up around us that are very widely accepting of each other, and even stuff that they might not believe. They all take everything with a grain of salt and treat each other with respect. So it's nice to know that there's this outlet for folks that if they want to share stuff with us. I've had friends in my life since I was 7 years old start listening to this podcast and send me a story that they've never told me to my face before. So it's like they feel comfortable sharing it, and it's been really an interesting experience to see when you have a forum where people don't feel judged and people feel safe what they'll share with you. And I really appreciate every single one of you that do that. I really do. So awesome. It's really creepy. Maybe there was someone who had the password, just going from the skeptic side, that was like, I don't know how to tell this person that they passed away, so I guess I'll just keep this conversation going. But I don't know. I mean, if they had the phone and they didn't have any of the information on how to unlock it, it's just hard to tell how that would happen. But cool. Yeah. So all right, let's look over.
Do you want to look over first or do announcement first?
That's a good point. Let's do announcement first. So before we go on any further, we do have an announcement to make. Now, like we had said previously, if any of you have checked out our Patreon, if we got to 50 patrons, we were going to go to the Winchester Mystery House.
Which in retrospect was not enough.
50 may have been a bit low. But that said, we hit 50 at the end of January. We've been planning on how we're going to get out there. We basically had to wait for the payout from Patreon from January and February to get the funds so that we could book the trip. But we are going to be traveling out there, and June 9th, 2019
is the day we're going to do the tour.
It is a Sunday. So here's the thing. Here's a very important thing for all the folks to know that are interested in going. If you go to the Winchester Mystery House website, you can purchase tickets, but you can only purchase tickets to that place in advance by 2 months. So if you go there right now, you can only buy for March and April. May tickets aren't even available yet, and June tickets will not be available for another month. So once April hits, all of April and all of May will be available, and once May hits, that's when June is going to open up. And since it's going to be June 9th, Sunday, June 9th, we're going to be repeating this pretty much every episode up until we can buy those tickets. I would really appreciate it. I'm going to set something up on the website or in one of our social medias. We will let you know via social media where you folks can go and post and say, I'm really interested. I'm 100% sure I'm going. So we can get an idea of how many folks are going to go there, because there is a limit to how many people can go through at the same time. And if we go over that limit, I've reached out to Winchester Mansion. They actually deal with private parties, but it has to be a certain amount of folks. So if there's going to be enough, then I can work with them and see what we can do. If we're not going to go over that number, no big deal. We're all just going to coordinate and get our tickets, and it'll be perfect. And we can all hang out and go through the Winchester Mystery House. Side note, this isn't really a spoiler. It's gorgeous.
It is very pretty.
Going through that website and seeing all the different things that you can book. People book weddings there. I know it might be a creepy, possibly mysteriously haunted place, but while being that, it is very well kept and it is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm very excited to go. It's going to be really fun to meet you folks and see some of the faces that we've seen before again. So June 9th is going to be the day. We hope you folks will join us. We sincerely do. I would much rather have the problem of we have too many people, I need to make an accommodation with Winchester, then it's just going to be me and Robin and Robin's sister.
It'll be really sad if it's just the three of us, but
we'll make the best of it.
We will make the best of it.
The only other concern I have,
I want to know what good food is, what good food there is to eat
around town.
Around there.
Yeah.
So any of y'all that live in San Jose and surrounding area, let us know what we should go and eat because we won't have a car.
my only other concern about doing this is that June 9th is around a little bit under 3 months away. So I seriously doubt anything crazy will happen where it will shut down or it'll be sucked into another dimension through a pinhole in the fabric of time, just like at the end of Poltergeist. Wow. But if that happens, I'm pretty sure our tickets are non-refundable. So we're going to be there one way or the other. So let's all cross our fingers and hope that the Winchester Mansion is still there come June 9th so we can all attend and have a fun time.
Yeah.
So I think that's the announcement. We can move on to the stream chat stuff now. So let's see what you folks had to say. I just want to put this out there. I just figured out a way to map marking the audio when it's messed up and I need to put an edit marker on it with my Stream Deck. And I didn't realize I could do this, and it's making my life so much easier than like using the trackpad, clicking the window, hitting my marker. I can just use the Stream Deck and take care of all of it now. So that's really nice.
With the chat things, I'm really glad that a lot of people liked the Ralph episode and thought he was hilarious and charming.
He is hilarious and charming.
He is hilarious and charming.
I told
Adam
Robin
was literally watching the video, and he's like, "Look at Ralph! I love him."
I was editing, and I was like, "I want to turn Ralph into a teddy bear and keep him forever."
Not at all creepy, but you know.
Chinu. Some of these comments that were coming through while you were reading were so fucking funny.
Chelsea Cat says, "You're so pretty, Robin. Thank you." I totally feel you. I'm Dutch. Oh yeah, I've started kickboxing. I want to do kickboxing or CrossFit or something like that. I think if CrossFit weren't so stinking expensive, I would be super into it.
Yeah.
But because it costs so much, it's like anytime, just one session usually a minimum is $25, and if you want to go multiple times a week, you're spending
it's
so
just like
much
working with a
money.
personal trainer. Like you have to have money in order to do it.
Yeah, and I just
Anna over in YouTube says, trying to not be creepy, but you both are aesthetically pleasing. That's the non-creepiest, nicest way you could say that, and I appreciate that because a lot of the love usually goes towards Robin, and I'm just like, hey, I wear makeup too. But
oh yeah, I did it for him
to hide my
this
imperfections
time.
rather than to highlight my perfectionism.
My older sister used to co-own a CrossFit gym, and her and her husband used to co-own a CrossFit gym, so they were like super fit. And my sister,
they still are super fit.
They're still super fit. And my older sister, came out here to visit. And I was just like, I want your thighs. And I feel like I came off in a really creepy way. But
what's funny, though, is that's the exact line I used on you to break the ice when we first met. I was just like, I want your thighs.
No, the first thing you said was, the only chapstick I have is on my lips.
It's a lie. That's not the first thing I said. I was incredibly charming to lure her to my house before I used my creepy chapstick line, which worked, by the way, and was 100% accurate. She asked me if I had any chapstick because I was putting on chapstick while she was hanging out at my house. And I was like, actually, that's the last bit of chapstick I had. And it was 100% true. And like the way I said is like, that's the last bit of chapstick I had. And then I like pointed at her lips and my lips like, if you want some, we could just. And she's like, oh my God, no.
The Snarked is quoting Mulan. Scarier than The Undertaker. We are meeting our matchmaker.
Wow.
He's never seen Mulan.
Never
so
seen it.
that's going to be one of the movies he has to see.
I was shocked you didn't want that to be your first one. I figured it'd be that or The Incredibles.
The first movie I really wanted him to watch was My Neighbor Totoro because I totally own that and he should watch it. But he was like, really?
I just want our first three to be like blockbuster, triple A. Everyone has heard of this and probably seen this movies. So they get the premise of, you've never seen that? Rather than like, oh yeah, I've never seen that too. Because then people that haven't seen it probably won't want to listen to the episode. So, but as we go along, I think before episode 10, I'm sure we're going to watch My Neighbor Totoro. So, what else? We got a lot of stuff over in the YouTube chat.
Spooky Zora says, remember, you're all magical skeletons.
Yeah, I love that meme. That's such a good meme. Shout out to Kat, who's joined us. Shout out to Leo Chacha, who has joined us as well. Critia says, my brother-in-law whines all the time that he is so lonely. Well, message us his number, and I guess Robin will give it to her sister so we can see what we can do.
What the fuck?
Sakura says, me and my hubby met my hubby from OkCupid, LOL, and my friend made the account for me.
One of my close friends met his girlfriend on Maple or something. It was when people were like trying to meet people in Canada to get
Right.
marriage and stuff that way when shit was going down. But that's where he met his girlfriend. She wasn't Canadian, but they're both Americans. I don't know. And I thought that was the cutest freaking thing. When he told me that, I was like, you guys are adorable.
You guys are adorable.
But all right.
Glitch
So-
said, great, thanks, Adam. I need to change my password when I said whatever the ridiculous amount of words that came out of my mouth was.
I've never seen Sweeney Todd all the way through. Have you?
Nope.
Oh, man. Maybe our sister has to run that episode
Yeah.
because she's seen that movie 1,000,001 times. And every time she plays it for me, first 20 minutes, I can't finish. I'm done.
That's how I've always been with Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's like my visual sleeping pill. Like, I've always fallen asleep watching it. Ralph over on YouTube says, dude, I had the same thing happen a bunch of times with the password thing. Some super interesting passwords out there. It's always kind of shocking what people use as their password because they think no one will guess it. And it's just, it's also kind of weird. It's like, keep your passwords a little bit clean at the very least.
Nah.
Wow.
The Snark says, oh my God, MapleStory. I used to play MapleStory so much. My boyfriend from, like, my ex-boyfriend when I was like 19 and below used to be obsessed with MapleStory. And when I moved in with him when I was 18 or something, I found out he wasted hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on MapleStory.
Real winner.
Just buying, like, different stuff for your character that you could do. And, oh, man, I was just like, what did I get myself into? What a waste of money. But the company that made MapleStory, makes a whole bunch of other games that are really good,
They also make MapleStory 2.
where you can be a pirate.
All I know is that they never got back to me about my technical writer application, so not a fan. Anna says, on my dating site, someone tried to start a conversation at 1 a.m. with babe.
Boring.
Yeah.
Delete.
When I used to use dating apps, I used to read their profile and pick something specifically that they put up there because they wanted people to know it, and I just asked them a question about it, where it's like, my major in college is blah, 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 blah. So I just message them and I'd be like, oh, what's it like to have that major? And then I get creepy. I wouldn't start out that way, but realistically, like, you just try and have a conversation to start out with someone, and it's just, I don't know. I don't understand. People are just like, I'm going to creep on you immediately. Like, just warm them up to it.
Swazzle says that I had a friend who was into a lot of online dating and, of course, got a lot of horrible messages. But one time she got a dick pic, and it was a picture of Robin, but like Dick Grayson.
I was going to say.
So I
like
think
you?
that is the best way to slide into someone's DMs.
Yeah.
That way you know, do they like Batman? If they don't like Batman,
And if
you're
they don't
out.
know who the character is, then you just move on.
Yeah.
Graciela.
I mean, there are a lot of different Robins, so it kind of just depends, right?
There's 4.
Yeah.
Graciela says, I've been in a relationship for 10 years, so I missed all the fun of the dating app pickup lines. Haha. I used to use Plenty of Fish when I was still single, and then I met Robin, and I deleted all that stuff. And
I
then
was like, dang it, he deleted it. I wanted to
She
stalk
made a
it.
profile to see if I still had one, and I'm just like, she told me that eventually that she creeped on there to see if I was still creeping around out there, which I
The
totally
show
was not.
you is about me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be fucking shocked. It's just some of the creepy shit that you've done in your life. I imagine when we were watching that show, you're like, oh, same, bro. Yeah, I've done that before. That's smart. This is 100% true story. I used to have iPhone and iPad, and I came home one time early because you're always like, I'm going to go home early and see if my partner's cheating on me. But I came home early, and I was like, I'm not going to text her and let her know. So I came in. She was on my iPad, and she closed it really fast and freaked out. And I was like, oh, she's probably looking at porn. No big deal. And, like, she was trying to, like, open it back up and change something, and I like took it from her slowly and opened it, and she was in iMessage reading everything I had texted, and she had been doing that for like a year without me knowing it. I don't text anything terrible, so I was like, whatever, I don't care if you saw that. But my phone like has her fingernail or her fingerprint as an unlock thing. She can read my shit whenever she wants. She just doesn't want me to know she's reading my shit.
Gotta lock my shit down.
I saw this come by, and Etchley says, why does Adam keep staring at the camera like he's on The Office? LMFAO. I look at the camera when something dubious is stated in an email, or it's either creepy or I think it might be nonsense. I look to see if you guys are thinking the same thing I am, but all I see is a camera staring back at me. But then I saw that over there, and Ralph says, or no, Leo Chacha says, I noticed that too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to look. Do I look there? I've literally set the cameras up, set all this stuff up, and like looked somewhere and took a screenshot and been like, does that look weird? It looks weird.
Because for me, it's because we're talking to you guys. So we're talking with each other, but then you folks are also part of the conversation. So it's like making you guys included as well. Because I know if Adam says something stupid, I'll look straight at the camera and just be like, he's an idiot.
That's funny. Leo Chacha says, Adam looks different tonight. Did he part his hair differently?
He got a haircut.
I got a haircut.
It's super short.
I told them I wanted a 3 on the sides, and I wanted to take about a half an inch off the top. And she's like, okay, cool. And then someone next to me sat down at the same time, and they're like, I want a faux hawk. And I swear she heard what they said and decided that that's what I wanted, because as she was like doing the back of my head, like I looked in front of me, and the guard that you put on your clippers said 3 on it, which means that whatever she was using on the back and sides of my head wasn't the 3, which she never put on that blade at any point during that haircut. And then when she was cutting my hair, she got to the point she loaded it down with product afterwards too, where it was like just stuck to my scalp. And she's like, cool, you're good.
So you were like, your hair was like my cousin David's hair, where it's like nice and slick and just like super short. But
it didn't look that nice. My hair was not standing up at all. It was like stuck. It was like glued to my scalp. So I came home and took a shower and let it fluff out. And I was like, I guess it's just long enough to side part. So I've just been dealing with that. In a week, it'll probably be the length I wished it would have been. But that's the story of why I look differently tonight. I also shaved, so there's not a whole lot of stubble on there.
All right. Let's see. Tortoise says they might send their story over on Facebook. Please send us your stories, storytime@scaryish.com, or go to scaryish.com and contact us through the little contact us form there. Or,
yes.
I mean, Facebook, if you guys want to
Ralph.
message us on there. What?
Ralph let them know. Adam had a big interview, so I'm guessing he got dolled up. Yeah, I had an interview on Monday. I wasn't going to share that because I haven't heard back yet. I'm supposed to hear back later this week. I will say this, though. I thought about asking you folks to put up your hands and give me your spirit bomb energy. Don't do that. Save it for someone who truly, truly needs it. I mean, I really need this job. But I want you guys to hang on to that stuff for people who are in like dire need in a bad situation in life.
Aww,
and last week, my mom was in a really bad spot. And we talked about it because like she had to travel and she had to deal with a lot of family stuff. And things kept lining up a little bit. You know, like each sidetrack she got put on and each little crisis was what basically led her to where she needed to be. And I thank the Spooky Friends for that, for donating your energy. I know we had someone in the chat last week say that they put up their hands in the middle of their class. So I really do appreciate that. But I will let you folks know when I know back about the job. Really, realistically, if I get the job, I'll let you guys know. And if I don't get the job, I'm not going to say a fucking thing about it.
This Great Coast says June 9th is my birthday. So hopefully you can make it out and we can like have a birthday cupcake with you or something. Two's Cat said it's a really cool place that they'll go. That'll be cool. I'm glad there's people that are like, yay, we'll go. Zwazzle says it's really beautiful. Different weird rooms, doors. Oh, at the Winchester. It'll be fun to check out. There's different tours. I wonder which one we're going to pick. I kind of want to do the one where you have to put a hard hat on and get to see all the special stuff.
We'll see. We'll see what's available, and I think they're all going to cost around $40. So.
Chessy Cat says they go kickboxing at the rec center. You know what? I should check at the rec center and see if they have cheap classes.
You should.
But I'm lazy.
We had people celebrating the fact that we announced the thing over in YouTube chat. Gracie Hillis says they're having the biggest deja vu. You feel like they've announced this already. We've discussed dates in the past, but never June, and we've never done the official announcement. Emma says my birthday month, and so does Leo Chacha. So that is awesome. Leo Chacha also says they say deja vu means your life is on the right track. I also think that if you're going somewhere and you get every single green light, that means you're on the right track, and that's the universe's way of telling you that.
Or, you know, traffic engineers time them, and if you go at a certain time, they're all going to be green because of how they schedule it.
They're not all time. Sometimes they're sensors. Hashtag just saying. Emma says, to Cat Beatrix, no, I'll be at a wedding. Aw, that's sad.
That sucks. Let's see. Beast Nerd says dating apps suck for me. I'm sure dating apps suck for so many people because I definitely don't want an inbox full of dick pics. Just saying.
Ralph says, I've been saying I wanted to go this whole time, but E3, yes, E3 starts the day after.
Oh my gosh, tomorrow's Pi Day.
Yeah, it is. So anyways, E3 starts June 11th, and if you get into FanFest, basically for Microsoft, you will not be able to attend this. So we'll see what happens with that, because we're trying to get into FanFest. We'll probably go for that the one day, but we'll see what happens with there.
It's our friend's birthday tomorrow.
I'm aware. We've already given the friend a birthday gift, and we are incredibly broke, so I'm not freaking out about it like you are live on the air.
I've just had like this crisis wash over me because I've been so busy with school and stuff. I've totally forgotten. Dang it.
Graciela says Indian food is really good in San Jose. That's good to know. I love Indian food.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never had any.
Yeah, there's an Indian place right by where I used to work, at the same place where I used to put up those posters about how much people sucked, in fact.
Oh.
And it was really, really good food. There's a lot of food there, too. So I haven't had any in a long time.
Zwazzle says, what the heck was that treasure chest? What's really cool is if you guys are on Twitch, there's this thing that we do on Twitch where you get souls, and the treasure chests that randomly pop up on your screen
will give you a nice little
bonus souls.
So you can redeem them for different stuff,
so
and
you
like
can
ask us questions.
And
that pops up on the screen, and typically we'll read it right then and there versus us waiting until like between the between the emails. It looks like Emma saying, is it Emma? The irony is I'm from California. I'll be in Virginia then. Dang, it's a really bad day. So that sucks. Taylor says, your girl will hook you up with the good places to eat in San Jose.
Sweet.
Good to know. Shall we re-binge Scarish? People are talking about what they're going to do since they can't go, so that's very, very funny. I wish we would have picked a day where everyone could go, but realistically we had to pick a day where airfare was reasonable and like we were available to go, and hope that you guys can match up with it.
Because we originally, and I emailed someone today and said it was going to be May, but it was going to be May. No, we had to change it because plane tickets during the dates that we wanted to go were absolutely mind-blowingly expensive, and with only one of us working and making chump change as a paycheck, we couldn't afford it. So it was just.
It's okay.
It was.
It is what it is.
We
That's
had to schedule it to how it worked. Hopefully, we get a bunch of you friends to come out there and hang out with us because that would be absolutely great. But
lots of people saying they can't believe that I haven't watched a lot of different movies. I see Dishonor on you.
Dishonor on your cow.
So that's
Mulan
funny.
Mulan is so good.
Pretty is talking about how good Sweeney Todd is.
I cry at Mulan every time.
Akbar said, Adam, let's get down to business and watch Mulan. So,
let's
my
get
bad.
down to business.
I figured that was a song from it. Cool. Kaylee says, I totally flirted with a K-pop idol with the line, you gave me premature ventricular contractions. You make my heart skip a beat. It was hysterical.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, there was a video I watched with Adam when Overwatch League was about to start. It was like the weekend before or something like that because Overwatch League started on Valentine's Day. So Stella Chu, one of my favorite cosplayers, went and interviewed a whole bunch of them and asked them if they had pickup lines for Valentine's Day.
That were Overwatch
themed. And so many of them were so cute.
They were
so cute. You guys should definitely look that up on YouTube because it was absolutely adorable. I love her, and I did not realize how adorably awkward some of these Overwatch players are.
I mean, yeah, they're big nerds, and they're just not the greatest social interaction. I understand that. I empathize with it.
Did you have a favorite pickup line? Overwatch pickup line?
No, not really. Nothing I can remember.
No? Mine is like, I've got you in my sights.
A girl, I got you in my sights. A lot of them were like just the actual lines that people say during their ultimates. Kaylee says, heading to Vegas first week of April for a bachelorette party. Maybe see ya? Shrug. Hit us up. Let us know when you're in town. If we can make it around there, we can totally meet up. We've done that with multiple people before.
Yep.
And it's been really fun, actually.
We just have a meal and talk. And
well, Akbar says, I'll always put my hands up for any Scary-ish family member.
Aww.
That means a lot. It really actually does. So I have a good feeling about this job. I'm not 100% sold that they're going to offer it to me, but if they do, I think I can actually make an impact, and I think they'll appreciate having me there if I get hired on there. So we'll see what happens with it. There's a lot of other stuff here about Happy Pre-Pi Day coming up, and Etsley, it's hard to, I don't know. Says, Mulan is my all-time favorite Disney movie.
I like Mulan and 101 Dalmatians. Those are my favorites.
Aladdin is my favorite. And I like The Lion King a lot, but Aladdin is by far my favorite. So
I love Mulan because Asian, and it makes me cry every time because I feel like maybe I'm a failure to my ancestors.
Don't do that.
But 101 Dalmatians, I just grew up watching this movie on
I
VHS.
just realized there wasn't actually 101 dogs in that movie. Like, it blew my fucking mind. I thought there was 101 dogs. I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Wait.
Because don't they keep counting the dogs on accident? They keep counting the same dogs over and over, and like that's the joke?
No.
Or there really is 101?
There's 99 puppies.
Okay, then I wasn't crazy. She acted like I was crazy the other day when I said that.
No, there's 99 puppies, and then the two, Pongo and Purdy, make 101.
Okay, cool.
101 Dalmatians.
Good to know. So I'm not crazy. I did catch that stuff when I was a child.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, your turn. Read your email.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm caught up on that. I love Aladdin when I was, oh man. And they had to change the animation to that movie. I don't know how many of you folks know that. They had to change the animation to Aladdin so many times. Because Robin Williams ad-libbed so many of his lines. I don't want to hate on Will Smith because he is stepping into a role that no one can possibly replace him in. So it's like, the fact that he's doing it is okay with me because it brings Aladdin to another generation that maybe never would have watched it. Because there are kids out there who won't watch animation that's not like the Pixar style, the 3D style. And there's the 2D animation. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. And it's like, that is my favorite movie. So, all right, now I'm going to go ahead and mark this. I'm going to move into my second and final email of the show. And this one's subject is, I dreamt of you two and it got freaky, winky face, but in a bad, scary way, winky, sad face. So we'll see how this goes, and let's hope it doesn't get too creepy. I feel like I would have known about it if it got too creepy because my mom was the one who edited this. And it starts out like this. Aloha, Robin and Adam.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Ohana means family,
yes.
not that other thing you thought it meant.
I think I said Ohana means home to mess with Robin. She got really mad. And then after that, we have a place out here called Ohana Hawaiian Barbecue. I was like, Ohana means chicken katsu curry. I think it was live on the air, in fact, that I did that. So they all know that already. Anyways, the email continues on.
Dishonor
and by
on
continues on, I mean its first sentence is, it's Joe from the Big Island, she/her. I sent in a story a week or so ago. I thought the name sounded familiar. If you haven't read it yet, fuck you. LOL JK.
Why does everyone keep telling us to fuck ourselves?
I don't know, but it's funny to me.
Oh
LOL JK. I'm on like episode 32 and I'm trying to catch up so bad. LMFAO. I hate how behind I am. Don't ever worry about it. I'm writing again because I binged your podcast for 12 hours straight yesterday because it was a holiday and I shouldn't have done that because I had a spooky dream and you guys were in it. I don't know what you guys look like, but I dreamt of an image. They do now because I'm pretty sure they joined us the last email they sent when we read it.
Nice.
Because I send these things out and I'm like, hey, y'all, like we're reading your email live tonight. Come join us. Okay, so they know now. So don't know what you are. I dreamt of an image who I thought you guys were, and this is how it went. You guys were on vacation and decided to go visit some haunted houses. Robin was ecstatic for some reason, and Adam was like,
I like that it's like,
I don't know about
reason.
this. Well, it's because that's transposed.
Yeah.
You'd be the person that wouldn't want to do it, and I would be like ecstatic. You guys went to this street I've never seen before into a house I've never been in. There was no one in this house, but it's common knowledge that this house is scary as fuck. It was dark and windy, and you guys didn't have anything with you, just yourselves and your lively enthusiasm for the unknown. Then it says A/N. I don't know what that means. It's A/N:. So I think it's just like side note. Most of my dreams look like movies, aka I'm watching characters as if through a camera and watching them move through rooms / scenes like how it is in movies. It's very rare I have dreams without me or some version of me in it. So this is a very strange dream. Also, I feel creepy for dreaming about you guys. LMFAO. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Dream of me more.
Wow. There you go. So anyway, you guys were in a corner of the dark house and were waiting for something to happen. Well, you asked for it. Suddenly, things inside the house were moving, and I think it was Adam said, like, quote, what the fuck, this is it? And then things were creaking and the curtains started moving, and doors opening and closing, and for some reason, there was a baby guillotine, as in tiny and small, in the corner, and it started moving up and down, so the ghost could let you know it was there.
I would love to have a tiny little guillotine for the little desk.
That would be pretty cool.
I would love it so
I would chop
much.
Vegetables with it.
Dude,
very, very slowly, but I would.
How amazing would that be? Oh, man. I need one.
Continuing on. After I woke up, I was like, why was there a guillotine in that house? I'm so sorry. So Adam was freaked out, and Robin was like, excited emoji. And she suggested to go into the next house, which was also very haunted. The neighboring house was lived in, and I think the owner rented it out as a spooky Airbnb because she wasn't surprised when you guys went into her house without an invitation. So it was straight up breaking and entering. Like when you're playing a video game and you just go into someone's house looking for items, and if that was real, you'd just be stealing that person's shit.
Whenever I play Pokemon or Animal Crossing, that's how I feel. Whenever I enter people's houses, I'm just like, oh, random town I've never been to before. I'm just going to go into your house.
Look at all this gold.
And then these people don't freak out. They're just like, oh, hi, you're in my home. Let me tell you these things about my personal
while
self.
You steal my stuff.
Weird.
Continuing on. Once you entered, she let you know the, quote, rules of the spookiness, and Robin went straight to the basement, LOL. So now we know it's certainly a dream because that would never happen in real life.
Never happen. My older sister has a basement. We've talked about that.
She refused to go in it.
And I didn't go in it. Adam had to do the laundry. He went in it, but I refused to go in it.
So, good to know. I had a feeling, in parentheses, me as the omniscient being watching you fools explore, that this house was much scarier than the last house. There was a bunch of stuff around the basement, like pillows and fluffy things, to make the basement look much fuller than it was. All the lights were on, even down the stairs, which was good, but once you two entered the basement, all outside noise stopped. It was so devoid of noise that you could feel the air around you. Adam was like, no, I want to nope the F out of here, please. But Robin paid his begging no mind. I like how different our personalities is.
This is like that episode of...
Just waiting for Buffy or Supernatural.
Doctor Who. Well, the first one where he meets grown-up Amy Pond, and all the mental projections from that one prisoner that escaped is all swapped.
Right.
That's what it reminds me of.
Shout out to Amelia Pond, a.k.a. Karen Gillan.
Karen Gillan.
She's so hot. She's incredibly talented, too.
He wants you to hit him
I
up.
don't want to objectify you based off of your looks because she is incredibly talented. And
she actually
shaved her head to be Nebula. And
yes.
she was only supposed to have like 6 minutes of screen time in Guardians of the Galaxy, and she shaved it anyways because that's the kind of actor she is.
Yeah.
I also think that that's incredibly hot. So it's just something that I respect the shit out of you, and I think you're gorgeous. So I'm going to keep going. Did you know
Matt Smith is going to be Charles Manson?
I did not know that.
There's a new...
in a movie. I thought you meant he's just like crazy now.
There's a new movie called Charlie Says that's coming out. It's Matt Smith's going to be Charles Manson. I'm so excited because I love Matt Smith, and I hope it's going to be good.
Cool. What's funny is I don't know why. I mean, I know why because we talked about Aladdin, but I have Mr. Aladdin Sir stuck in my head. So, like, you're saying Charlie Manson, and I'm thinking of, like, how that movie would work with Matt Smith murdering people or whatever, or convincing people to murder people.
Charles Manson never murdered anyone.
And I'm like, so maybe when he convinced people, he was singing them songs like Genie sang to Aladdin.
He sang folk music.
I know that he was a musician, and he just
musician.
didn't wind up going through, so it wound up taking a very different path.
Yep.
So, all right, I'm going to get back to this email. We're in this basement, okay? The basement was fairly small, like it was a single room. Oddly, there was a metal chute like the ones rich people put their dirty towels down in expensive hotels to go down to the laundry room.
Except this one was for bodies.
Anyway, Robin got inside, and Adam was like, bitch, what the fuck? Where are you going, bro? Which is exactly what I would say if she crawled into a dumbwaiter or a laundry chute.
Oh, my God.
But down the chute she went, and Adam was like, fuck, okay. It was as if Robin was chasing something unseen, or in Adam's case, something was chasing them. Because the basement was so small, I like that this is just like a short story of crazy shit that we did in your dream. The basement was so small, the air felt thick, no air circulation, no life, nothing. That was the moment I started, quote, feeling my body as if I knew I was dreaming. I wasn't quite lucid dreaming yet, but my subconscious was getting scared finally. When you guys entered the chute, time warped somehow, and you ended up at the entrance of the house, and the owner was there. It was like a time loop, and she went on to explain the rules of the Airbnb like she did in the beginning. Things were getting increasingly scary, and my physical body was starting to freeze, but I was becoming more aware. Nothing else happened in the dream, just the intensified horror of being in a basement and watching two people continue a loop and not knowing if there was going to be something different this next time around, or if someone/something would pop up and scare the shit out of me. So finally,
I would be scared in the dream too.
I hate it when I get into time loops because then I'm like, usually when I get into a time loop, I've done something successfully and I try and replicate what I did before so I don't screw anything up, and it's usually something scary. Getting back to the email. So finally, I woke up and guessed it was around 5 a.m., which meant I had 2 more hours to sleep before work. So I brushed off the weird, scary dream of you guys and dozed off again. When I woke up, I remembered it clearly and thought you would get a kick out of knowing you guys infiltrated my dream after one of my weekend binges. Hope you enjoyed. I'll write again soon. P.S. You guys are my favorite podcast. I love you. Mahalo, Joe.
Thank you so much, Joe.
That was really good.
That is really good. Swallows was saying, like, sounds like Robin's clearly possessed.
That's hilarious.
Makes absolute sense.
I will say that if we were caught in a situation where Robin decided that she was going to be like the lead in a scary place,
absolutely
I would immediately be like, something is wrong. She's a doppelganger or she has something possessing her right now. I wouldn't be like, oh, look, she's like being really brave. I'd be like, no. This person, whoever is imitating her or has possessed her, obviously has no idea what her character traits are, because she would nope the F out of those scary situations before literally anyone else.
Valley Grill says there should be spooky Airbnbs. That would be fun.
I agree.
I think there should be cat Airbnbs, where cat or dog ones, where we have a dog or something like that. You know what I mean? And so it's specifically like, oh, do you want to hang out with a dog for the weekend or something like that? That would be so cool, because I've seen a lot of pictures where people have posted like, we had an Airbnb this weekend and they have a cat. And this cat's adorable.
We had the Airbnb when we went to BlizzCon, and those folks had a dog,
big German Shepherd,
and they let us know like the dog is super nice, and it came and checked on us one night, and we were like, I can't stop petting you. You're so freaking cute.
It
was so sweet.
I love animals.
Looking over into the YouTube chat, a lot of people saying they're rooting for me, and I got this. Kat says, I also cried a Milan, LOL. And Graciela says, Bambi is the best one. Thumper is my bro. That's hilarious. I will say, as far as movies go that make me cry, that's what's kind of funny is that
Bambi?
a lot of the stuff, no.
Oh.
Like you just tossed that on there. A lot of the stuff that I've watched that makes me cry is usually of the rated R drama type that Robin hasn't seen. Like, I saw Tombstone when I was like 8 or 9 years old, which is a very young age to watch the movie Tombstone. But Tombstone is very much about friendship and loyalty and being like loyal to someone to a fault. And the end of that movie, if you've never watched Tombstone, you should watch it, because Robin's going to have to watch it very soon. And I don't think I've literally ever watched that movie start to finish without crying, which is weird to say because it's like a Western, but at the same time, it's like Westerns are very deep dramas that are supposed to evoke emotion, and it absolutely does that.
Did you cry during Lego Movie?
No.
Because that movie's all about friendship and loyalty.
It's just very heavy-handed with it, and it's all in silly situations.
You know, I cried while we watched the Frozen trailer in Captain Marvel.
You cried when we watched the Disney Fire and Planes Rescue trailer for Lego Movie 1 as well. So I'm just saying, trailers affect her greatly sometimes.
But it's just because Frozen, I don't know what it is about sisters and stuff like that.
Sisters before misters.
It just triggers something, and I cry. Like when my older sister took Adam and I with her daughter to go watch Frozen on musical, Broadway. When we went to go see it on Broadway,
awesome.
I definitely cried. Like, cried so much, and I just can't help it. Sisters trigger it for me. I can't even.
That's kind of what Tombstone is like. Tombstones is more like these two people are brothers, but they're not actually related. They've just chosen to be 100% loyal to each other for their entire lives.
I wonder if I'll cry.
I don't know. If you don't cry, you're not human. That's as far as I'm concerned. Because if you don't cry, it's either because you're not paying attention to the movie or you really just did not care about the characters. And I don't know. There's so much I want to talk about with Tombstone. I have a podcast for that now, so I will save it for you've never seen that. I will say that Val Kilmer didn't win the Oscar for his performance in that movie, which is just baffling to me. But okay, let's read some more stream chat. Leo Chacha says, ooh, Aladdin, Robin Williams was amazing. Absolutely 100% true.
Glitch says there is a cafe in Japan that is just filled with pugs, and I need to go.
That's adorable.
When we went to Japan, I wanted to go to the Corgi Cafe, but it was so deep into Kyoto where we were just like, there's no way we can make it in a day. We have
a Corgi back home.
Yeah, but we would have to like actually get a hotel in Kyoto and do that stuff, and we just didn't have time.
We went to an owl cafe, which is what I wanted to do, and it was amazing.
Yes, they had owls and hedgehogs, and it was crazy.
I got that picture of that owl sitting on my shoulder, and the owl like looked in one direction, like all spooked, and Robin was like, look over my shoulder, do it. And I looked at the same time, and she took the picture, and it's my profile picture on Facebook. I love that picture. Taylor says, have you guys ever watched Pootie Tang?
No.
I have not either. I've been told about Pootie Tang a lot.
All I know is in Scary Movie 3, instead of the video of, because they had a video, I guess, case or something that's supposed to be Pootie Tang, but instead of Pootie Tang, it was like the 7 Days video.
That's funny.
So the aliens were like, we got this instead of Pootie Tang.
Taylor went on to
I
say,
don't know.
that's my movie that I say you've never seen that, and also Kung Pao Enter the Fist. I've only seen parts of Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Kung Pao, is that the one where it's super exaggerated, like,
yes.
Oh man,
It's like a Robin Hood Men in Tights riff on like kung fu movies. Yeah.
I've probably seen that max 10 times in my life.
Anna says Robin Hood. I say Anna, maybe Anna. I'm pretty sure it's Ulrich. Robin Hood Men in Tights. Anyone? Nip the tip. That's so funny. That's exactly what I was thinking when she said miniature guillotine.
I love Robin Hood Men in Tights. I have like the Spaceballs Men in Tights like combo DVD because they're both such good movies.
Mel Brooks is amazing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I love that actor. that plays the main character in Men in Tights. Yes.
I think that's how you say his last name.
I don't know. It's spelled weird. Anyway.
I'm caught up, so whenever you're ready, you can read your final one of the night.
The Snark says someone was ugly crying at Hamilton, like you've heard the music before.
That's hilarious. I haven't seen Hamilton.
I've never seen Hamilton. I've never listened.
I'm a huge supporter of Lin-Manuel Miranda, but I have not seen it.
I've never seen it. I've never listened to any of the music either. I should. One of my really good friends loves Hamilton, and I feel like I need to take the effort and actually listen to it.
So here's the thing. This isn't a triggered moment. This is just me reminiscing a little bit. I said I'm a fan of Lin-Manuel Miranda, which is another reason why I really liked Mary Poppins Returns. And when it comes to things like that, when it comes to things that you've seen that you enjoy, I think the reason I really want to start You've Never Seen That is not just so that we can talk about movies that we enjoy, but we can like make it clear that you can talk about a movie that you enjoy, because eventually we're going to watch something where one of us doesn't like it and the other person made them watch it because they do. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have a dialogue about it and it'll be funny, but you can actually talk about a movie from a perspective of like, I didn't like that, but you did. I understand your point of view, because so many times, and when people say stuff like, you've never seen that, like, they're telling you what your opinion of something should be before you see it. And I think that really skews how you're going to view something. For certain people, they're like, I liked it because they liked it. And certain people are like, I didn't like it because they liked it. But I really just want to hammer home the point that you don't have to be on this side of the scale or on this side of the scale. We saw Mary Poppins Returns. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was the greatest movie I've ever seen, but I did like it. And thinking of the fact that, like, if I was a kid and I saw this, I would love this movie. But I've talked to people who are mid-20s, in their 30s, that think that everything that's ever been made needs to be made for them at that moment, that have seen Mary Poppins Returns, and they're like,
oh, it's so boring.
I thought it was boring. I thought it sucked.
It's made for children.
It's made for kids, man. So, like, you have to view it from the perspective of who's the target audience for this, and could you still enjoy it despite the fact that it's made for children? And I just want to give movies the credit that they deserve. It's very hard to do literally anything creatively. It's very hard to make a video game or make a movie or make a TV series or a comic or write a book. And people are so cynical that they can pick up something that could be someone's life's work and with just a touch of like experience with it, shit all over it. Like, well, it's nothing. Like, and I hate it so much.
Scott Pilgrim is I think it's a very niche movie where it's like you have to be into
video games,
right, to like it. So the people that are not into that world don't understand, like, this is all supposed to be funny, it's all supposed to like represent this or whatever, and they just don't understand. This is like movie podcast territory. So I'm just saying, like, that's why I'm excited to do that, because I think a lot of our audience here understands the idea of like treat people with reverence and respect, and everyone has a different opinion. It doesn't matter like what walk of life you're from. We can hear what you have to say and not be rude. And I'm so proud of the fact that we have that sort of audience. And I hope you folks carry over to You've Never Seen That, so you can listen to us argue about it and not have to be trolls. You know what I mean? Like, I can respect that she's going to like a movie that I'm not going to like. I'm probably not going to like Nightmare Before Christmas. There's probably a reason I've fallen asleep a bunch for it. But she gets an avenue now to sit down and tell me why I should like it or why she deeply likes it. And it'll give you a perspective that you normally wouldn't get when you dismiss shit outright. And I hope it gets people more interested in talking about movies to each other without just shitting all over it. Like, I can't stand it when someone tells you they like something and immediately you're like, I don't like that. I don't care what your opinion is. Like, rather than having an actual dialogue and maybe finding out something you didn't know about it. So I'm super excited for that. I don't know why I'm off on this tangent. I'll stop talking now. There's a lot of talk between Beast Nerd and Miss Deezy about E3, and we have gone to E3 for the past 2 years.
I got my
And-
job, my dream job 2 years ago. I got laid off from my dream job 1 year ago. E3 holds a very special place in my heart.
So E3, we usually go, and because the tour we're going to do is going to be on the 9th
Sunday.
of June, we probably won't go to E3 this year.
The way we're okay, yeah, I'll let you say it.
But if we do get in, because we usually I get in through like Windows Insider with Microsoft and stuff like that. But if we get into Xbox Fan Fest, I've only gone once. He's gone once.
If we can get in for free, we're gonna try and go.
We're
just
try
not
and
gonna
go.
buy tickets to go in.
Yes.
Because last year I got in and I was lucky enough to get in through Ralph. Actually, Ralph was the one who gave me his like sidekick FanFest pass. And the FanFest stuff was super amazing. And then E3 itself, I didn't get to go in until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and it was very, very crowded. So I'm like, look, Sony's not going to be there.
You gotta go through Microsoft.
It's Microsoft's big year. It's just them. There's all these rumors about what they're going to announce. Yes, I do want to go. Realistically, probably won't have PTO for it. Probably still be in my 90-day period. Who knows what's going to happen with it? But you guys probably don't even care about E3. So.
We really want to go. If we can get in through Xbox Fan Fest, that's probably how we will definitely go. If I get in through Windows Insider again, that would be absolutely great. But maybe we'll see you guys in LA after San Jose. That'd be kind of cool.
We'll see what happens.
All right, so I'm going to go into my next email.
Last email of the show. Give us a juicy transition.
Oh man, I want Microsoft to hit me up so bad. Okay, so.
Juicy transition.
This email begins. Hey
That's
guys.
not a transition.
Oh, sorry.
You have to like say it's going to be the last one of the show and all that stuff.
So this email is going to be the last one we read for the night. It is from, let's see, Turner. So this one's from Turner, and it goes, "Hey guys."
Hello.
Hey. It's Turner again. Sorry it took me so long to get back with you guys. I think you read my email back in Storytime 27 or something. But I've been getting ready and going to my first year of college. Congrats. That's always a very big step.
Good luck.
Getting into college. Shout out to Central Michigan University. Fire up Chips.
That's awesome.
What's that?
That's
Do you
probably
know?
the mascot
Oh.
for that exact university.
All right.
That would be my guess.
But I just figure you know everything about NCAA. But last time I emailed you, I talked about the most haunted road in mid-Michigan, and you wanted extra info on some of the happenings on that road.
I do remember
So
this.
you can read this on the podcast. I'm here to provide that, as well as more emails to come soon. Quick preview. The time I threatened a ghost that I was going to prison shank it attempting to marry a different ghost to spite my best friend and being chased by a ghost car. All right.
Pretty good stuff.
So to start off, I talked about the general store full of ghosts that an older couple lived in. Turns out that there was a small-time documentary about the road, and it was disclosed to the couple that there were ghosts, but they only had one instance of paranormal activity. One of the ghosts knocked over a bookcase and broke some heirlooms or something of that nature because of it. This caused the wife to get super pissed, and she chewed out the ghost, and they haven't had any other happenings since.
That ghost is probably like so embarrassed, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and then I got yelled at, and it's like, "I'm sorry, I'll just go hide forever."
Next, I talked about the ghost of a young woman who haunts a graveyard on the road. This stuff is the real deal because the activity was investigated by parapsychologists, the local police, and the FBI. FBI, solid work. Alongside the poltergeist happenings and the general store haunting. Some history about her is her name is Anna Rhodes. Her name is Anna Rhodes.
Anna Rhodes. Got it.
She was originally from around the 1800s. She moved to Saginaw after she was orphaned by her father going mad and burning down the family home.
As one would do.
And her being the only survivor when she was 5. That's so crappy and unlucky. At this time, Saginaw area settlers were having some tendencies to brutally murder the Native Americans. Jeebus.
This is a pretty intense backstory, I'm not going to lie.
Which were the Sauks. S-A-U-K-S. That's the tribe of the area. But Anna lived next to a tribe, and she was basically raised by one of the tribe mothers, Singing Sparrow, and was childhood friends with the son of the tribe mother, Darkhawk. Okay, it's D-A-R-K Chaw, or Darkhawk. So at 14, she fell in love with a lumber trader of the area, John Millerton. Lumber trader, Millerton, lumber mill.
Got it, yeah.
Ha!
It's like Hot Fuzz, where everyone's last name in that movie has something to do with what their job is or
Oh,
like what
I
their
love
secrets
it,
are hiding.
though. It's
She didn't
so
realize that
funny.
until I point. It's like the bartender's name is Porter. Have you noticed that? And like the shop owner's name is Merchant. She's like, what?
Yeah.
I always feel so smart when I,
I
get
had
to
to
point,
point
that stuff
out, though, his name's Sergeant Angel, and his officer number is 777.
Didn't notice.
I was just like, what? Oh, man.
Very heavy-handed, but it's so heavy-handed with the symbolism that it's just funny.
It's so good. Hot Fuzz.
That whole movie is just like, it's like a parody that's not a parody of like the whole cop genre.
Hot Fuzz is one of the movies that I will watch over and over and over again.
Same here.
Same with Constantine, you know.
Constantine.
Anyway, so she fell in love with this lumber trader named John Millerton, which made Darkhawk upset because all their lives he has protected her, not the lumber trader. And he was upset because the entire tribe expected her to honor his commitment to her by giving her hand in marriage when she was of age. So he turned into a jelly monster.
He turned into a jelly monster. He got friend zoned, and he didn't appreciate it, and that's on him. So let's see what happens. I'm sure it's going to be something like super nice, where he's like, you know what, I wish you the best, right?
This is definitely no friends to lovers romance book, because I've been reading a whole lot of those.
She really has been.
Anna and John were pledged to be married, but this was the time when what the cool kids would say, shit hit the fan. John was sent on maritime trade of lumber for a while, and at this same time, Darkhawk's tribe was found by loggers. Man, dude, these lumber people are douchebags, and all the women and warriors were murdered. Anna was the first to see with her own eyes Singing Sparrow raped and killed.
Jesus Christ.
This is like mind-blowing.
I'm like, audio medium. She just pantomimed her head exploding.
Before Darkhawk returned home from a hunt with the tribe's hunting party. Months pass, and Anna gets word that John's boat sank and he was dead, and she went into a deep depression.
Shout out to Kat Beatrix, who just subscribed on Amazon Prime.
Thank you so much.
Or on Twitch with their Amazon Prime subscription.
This entire time, Darkhawk has a growing hatred for the white settlers of the area and decides to take out his anger on the whites, and guess who's the closest white person?
That sucks.
Anna. So for the next summer, Darkhawk watches Anna sleep, then began to harass her, and in the end, sexually harassed her, did all this stupid, gross stuff, which is
Are you like paraphrasing stuff that you're reading because you don't want to read it out loud?
I don't want to read it out loud.
Okay.
Which all of this was documented in a journal only recently found within the walls of the graveyard shed. And I was able to get an excerpt from the journal. October 8th, 1829. Jonathan, my love, I care for him not. You must believe that yours are the lips I crave. I fear that I
like
can...
your journal voice. That's
Thanks.
just really weird to hear come out of you.
Why?
It's just I've never heard that voice come out of you. I've known you for like 7 years.
I fear that I can no longer tame Darkhawk's pursuit. He waits for me, veiled by the darkness of night. He comes for me while you're away, my love. I'm ashamed for what has been done, my sorrow great. I cried for you, but you did not wake from your sleep. Oh, because he's
dead.
I beg your forgiveness, my love, and know you will come save me. I wait for you to wake. That's
quick shout out
depressing.
To anyone who writes those, like, I won't say trashy, maybe trite romance novels for like Amazon or Kindle or whatever it is. If you're looking for someone to do your voice or to do the voice for your book, maybe for like Audible,
read for Audible.
I think Robin just auditioned, so
I seriously will read for Audible. If you guys want me to read your books, I will freaking
She
do
actually
it.
reads them too, so.
Yes, I actually read them. And because I am kind of a dick, when I read these books on my Kindle, I will literally make notes of all the grammatical errors. So if you want an editor, I do that too. Just saying. I would love to get into the lit industry, but cool. I don't want a degree in literature. I just want to be able to edit and read. That would be great. Soon after, going back to this email, soon after all this happened, Anna hung herself in that graveyard shed where the journal was found, and now she walks around the graveyard at night not knowing that she's been dead for 200 years, waiting for her love to return home. By the way, the graveyard was built over a Native American burial ground, so there's a feeling of sadness and evil when you enter it at night. Now, to my personal quick encounter with Anna, I was in the graveyard with a couple of friends. I was about 16 or 17 at the time, and we were looking for the ghost that's supposedly there. At this time, I had none of this info that I put above. I thought it was all fake, up until the point when she walked right in front of us. and as soon as we saw her, we hid the best we could behind some gravestones. My friends ran immediately, but for some reason I stayed because there was a very strong thought of, you're okay, you're safe, please stand up.
Did she ask you if you want to build a snowman? Because the answer is always no if it's a ghost. Just saying.
Okay. So I did. I stood up and I saw her facing toward the woods. She had this reddish blue aura or glow around her, and she was really pretty for, a ghost.
Wow.
The stuff that happened next is the reason I now believe in the paranormal. Without me thinking about it, I opened my mouth and said, Anna? And let me remind you, at this time, I didn't know her name, but somehow I got it on the first try without thinking about it. And I opened my mouth and said, Anna, blah, blah, blah. The ghost turned around, and not out loud, but in my head, I hear, hello, who are you? I could feel her staring at me, but I felt really comforted, even though the feeling of evil felt like it was growing behind me. I said my name's Turner, and she said nothing, but then she vanished, and the feeling of evil grew super fast, and the last thing I heard her say was go, and I got chills, and I ran out the entrance to my friends, who later told me that they saw me stand up, but they didn't hear me talk, or saw my lips move, and they had their eyes on me ever since I didn't run away with them. They thought I got possessed or something. But I really felt a connection to Anna after that, so I learned as much as I could about her, to the point I learned she has no living relatives, so she's all alone with only weird teenage skeptics to visit her.
That's so sad.
That is really sad. So I made an effort to go back, and in time I found her grave, and ever since I visit her and lay flowers on the grave and outside the old shed, which is still there, where she killed herself, and talk to her about stuff that's happened since she died for an hour or so.
That's very sweet.
Sometimes I'll bring a candle or a Bible, which I get the feeling she really liked, but every time I went, I felt more comfort than I have ever experienced in my life. And that's all the info I got about the road. Sorry for the long email, but I want to make sure I didn't leave anything out. Thanks for reading my email. Keep on creeping on, Turner. Thank you so much. That is a lot of research.
It
for
is.
one.
Good work.
And that's such a crazy experience.
It really is, especially when you have your friends that are there with you and they tell you like they saw you, but they like didn't see you do the things that you experienced doing. So super, super bizarre and actually really, really creepy. But at the same time, you definitely do feel bad for this like supposed ghost and like the things that they have to go through. And just the idea that you could be stuck somewhere in one place, like repeating just like the same sad action for 200 years. Like, that is so long. Like, I don't want to bring it back to Doctor Who again, but there's an episode with Peter Capaldi where you find out he's been, like, repeating the same actions over and over and over again for billions of years so he could, like, wear down the wall between him and the TARDIS by punching it once or twice before he dies and then starts the loop over again. Do you remember that episode?
Yes.
Where it's like you find out he's...
big, like, glass-looking wall.
That annoyed me. I really like the idea behind it that basically you chop down a mountain with one swing at a time, but at the same time, it's like... So the Doctor, like, his age was, like, 900 for a little while, then 1100, then, like, 1200, and now he's, like, 10 billion years old.
Yeah.
So I'm just
because
like...
he ended up in that tower?
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know if I like that. I like the idea behind it, but I don't know. So, yeah, that's what I thought of when he was talking about just this ghost that was stuck here for so long.
Yeah.
So maybe at some point... I mean, when you watch Supernatural as often as we do, it's just like, can't someone set her free? But, I don't know.
Burn her bones.
It's a good story.
You gotta salt and burn them, right?
Yeah, salt, then burn.
All right. And that was our final email for the night.
So I'm looking over into YouTube chat. There wasn't a whole lot of chitter chatter when we were doing that email. Etsley said, Jack of all traded, LMAO. And Alexander's with us, says, I'm in class again, so can only watch, not listen. So big hearts to you too. Here's a heart for you. Thank you for joining us. It's funny, we've gone from 6 emails to 4 emails, but our show time is still about as long as it normally is.
Holy crap. It's because we talked way too much.
And these emails were actually really long this time. We're going to have a show. I'm just telling you to prepare yourselves for it, brace for it. We're going to have a show where we're going to get 4 emails, and we might get really short emails. It might be an hour-long show, and it might be a 20-minute release for the podcast. But we'll see. We didn't have that happen yet. So if we get flooded with emails again, we won't have to have that happen because then we'll go back to reading 6, maybe 8 a week.
Send us your stories.
Definitely send us your stories.
All right. So sorry, more chat makes me.
You got a lot of chat over there in Twitch.
So Ozzel says, sorry. I'm sorry. sorry. Do we know when the next podcast hits? Not yet, because we've only recorded 1 episode, and we're going to try to record a few. Oh, question.
Miss Deezy redeemed a question as soon as I got my stupid computer not looking at it, too. Let me get back over there and see what you had to say. Miss Deezy said, here's a time-wasting question, Pineapple on your pizza? Yuck or yum? It's not a time-wasting question. It's a good one because I always want to know people's opinions.
It depends.
However, no, gross, ew, fuck that. So that's my opinion on that. But if you like it, all the more power to you.
To me, it depends because sometimes I'll be in the mood for something sweet, and if I want something sweet, pineapple on a pizza is just fine. But I'm a big mushroom sausage person.
Hate mushroom,
and
pineapple on
I'll
pizza.
take pineapple if I'm in the mood for something sweet, which I usually am. But I've never gone out of my way to order a Hawaiian style pizza.
Which isn't Hawaiian. That's what drives me nuts about it.
It's Hawaiian because it's pineapple.
Yeah, I know, but it's just weird to me that they call it that.
But yeah. And next thing I was going to read.
Anna says, not if I can help it, Adam. Sent my first email in today. I did see that come in, and I was very happy to get it. Alexandra over there on YouTube, even though she's not listening, says, also, beautiful makeup, Robin. Your eyes look amazing.
Thank you.
Nat says, just stopping by to say hi. Work at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Love you guys. Love you, Nat. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck at work tomorrow.
The Snark asked if E3 is open to the public, and you can pay to get in, but we don't.
It's like $250 for a pass. Both years since it's been open to the public, we've gotten in without paying.
For free.
Yeah.
We paid 1 year, but then we didn't need to pay. So the free tickets we ended up getting, we just invited our friends to go with us. Because we had free tickets. I mean, might as well.
And then last year, Ralph got me in with his FanFest thing, and Robin got in through Windows Insider.
I'm sad that PlayStation's not going to be at E3 this year, which will be
not.
really sad. I always go to PlayStation Experience
I knew it was PlayStation Experience.
PlayStation
Yeah, it's
Experience,
different.
But where they have all the VR and you can play all the VR games, I do that every year. I got to play
the fishing game,
the
Final Fantasy fishing
the Final
game.
Fantasy fishing game, and then Beat Saber before it came out, and I was like, I need these games in my
When
life.
Beat Saber came out, we immediately had it, and she was sweating her balls off.
It
playing.
is so worth it.
I will say, I go to the PlayStation stuff. I knew that they were going to start skipping it as soon as they started PlayStation Experience and started shifting some of their announcements to that. I don't know how many of you folks are nerds and how many of you folks care. It's just going to be a very big year for Microsoft, so I'm excited to see it. A lot of times when we go, it's like I don't get to see a lot of the announcements because you're on the floor, and when you're at home and hitting refresh on like IGN or whatever site that you go to, like as soon as multiple things get announced, they're like articles are just popping up letting you know, so it's much easier to get the information. You don't have to have like a team of friends there to like text you and let you know like, oh, I just saw this get announced. But it's still a good time. Like I've never had a bad time at E3 aside from getting laid off.
The Snart asks what's Xbox Fan Fest. Xbox Fan Fest is just the event that Xbox has for fans. Last year, how many did they have? 150?
750, I think. They did 500 the year. No, they did 500 the first year. They did double that because everyone got to bring a guest, and they just give you a bunch of free stuff. You get to play a bunch of games. Shout out to Etzley, who's going to be leaving us. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Hopefully we see you back here next week.
When Ralph and I went together the first year that I went.
Ralph always gets in, man.
Yeah. That's when they gave me my Rig
headset.
600s, and those are my favorite gaming headsets.
That's when she met Phil Spencer, the guy in charge of Microsoft, and gave him a lap dance and whatever else happened.
I would love to hang out with Phil Spencer. I think that'd be cool.
She literally went up to Phil Spencer, and she's like, should I stick around for this stupid shit, or can I take off? And he was like, no, baby, stay. And then I didn't get to meet him when I went because there was a huge line, and they were never going to get through it in time. So I did get to play a bunch of games before they came out, though.
Let's see. Oswaldo says, when I send my next story in, the subject line is totally going to be, don't forget the juicy transition.
Thank you. Because, like, if we don't have a transition, then I have to find a spot where we're talking where it's either dead air, where it makes sense for her to just start up with an email. But sometimes it'll be like, yeah, that's my favorite form of ice cream. This one starts with blah, 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 blah. And it's just not natural. So I always want something that transitions as well. If you folks actually listen to the show after you watch it, you totally know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's difficult to edit without transitions.
The Snark says, oh my gosh, Adam, I just noticed that about Hot Fuzz. Mind blown because of all the characters. I would have never registered.
I didn't notice it the first time, without a doubt.
But we've watched it so many times now. You start looking for the details and things like that.
Not even looking, you just start noticing things you haven't noticed before, because like you're just looking in different places than like what normally like draws your eye.
Right, and we were watching what was that movie?
Don't know.
Shaun of the Dead. We watched Shaun of the Dead, and then we watched Hot Fuzz. And in Shaun of the Dead, they try to jump over the fence, and it doesn't work out.
I can't believe you never noticed the homage to his first movie, because he jumps over it in Hot Fuzz. He jumps over fences in the exact same orientation, and he's just a badass in this one. This is totally 100% true. I was living at home. My friend Lee was living with us. He came home, and he had Shaun of the Dead on DVD. And he was like, you have to watch this movie. It's hilarious. And I was like, I totally didn't want to see it. I didn't care. I knew it was a zombie comedy. Didn't want to watch it. So he puts it on. I think I'm playing World of Warcraft beta at the time. And I'm just like not paying attention. I just hear the movie. And I'm looking over every now and then to see what's going on. Because the plot moves very well and it kind of draws you in. And I looked over. And the first time I sat there and paid attention to the movie was when he's like, you've never taken a shortcut. And then he starts jumping over the fences. And when he tried to hop that first fence. And as soon as he grabbed it, the fucking fence went down and he ate shit. I laughed so hard. And I was like, I literally told Lee at that moment, I'm like, all right, this movie's hilarious. And I watched the rest of it. I logged out on WoW exactly where I was. I'm like, I have to watch the rest of it. So it's just like when something is good, you cannot. I hate people that are like, I'm going to pretend I don't like this because I already formed my opinion before I watched it. I was like, you got to tell Lee he was right. This movie's hilarious. And I love that movie because of that.
All right.
We got to do Marbles.
Miss Deezy,
still.
if you would like to invite us to any PlayStation events, that would be great.
What? That would be amazing.
That would be so
I always
cool.
want to go to PlayStation Experience, but we never have the time and we never have the in to go. And the only times we've ever been able to go, we didn't have the money to buy tickets.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Valley Grill says, Robin's a natural thespian. Thank you.
Your voice is just so absurd.
I like to make up. I'm very good at some accents. I like to. Because we play utter nonsense, and it's just
card
really
game
fun.
like Cards Against Humanity, but you have to use accents.
And I love it. I think it's
very
so fun.
When Liz, Robin's sister, brought that over, we were both just like, we're not playing that. And every time we play it, we're like, this game is so fun.
Let's see.
Akbar said, pretty sure I failed at least for the first two regarding classes that they're taking. And Alexander says, well, let's hope you did better than you think. But honestly, school isn't the be-all, end-all. If
really
it doesn't
isn't.
go well, you have so many other options. And Akbar said, thanks, I needed to hear that. That's 100% true.
My sister dropped out of law school and got her degree in something she really, really wanted, like film, that doesn't require all of that
college
crazy reading.
Classes, studying, internships, apprenticeships, everything that you can do to try and find like a successful career is really just experiences that are going to lead you to finally understand what it is you want to do.
Yes. And so she went there. She's like, I hate it. This is not what I want. And then she chose something that she absolutely loves. And now she's working on shit like Coke commercials.
Like a Coca-Cola commercial.
It's amazing. So just do what you want. And if you hate it, don't stress out and think the world's going to end because you're not doing well.
One thing, this is really funny too. I don't know who was familiar with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or the actor Charlie Day. Who is just absolutely hysterical. But he gave a commencement speech at his former college, and he talked about how his entire life growing up, he was told, like, do what you love, and you never work a day in your life. And sometimes doing what you love is incredibly hard work. And it's really, really hard to fight through the things that you're going to have to get through to get to do what you love. And even then, you can still do what you love and be exhausted and upset and frustrated. And you still have to work very hard at everything you do. And he said, no one ever tells you that. Like, you'll be proud of the things you do and you won't think back on it and think of like regretting it. But he says what you need to be told is do what makes you great. And when you find that thing and you find your passion for something, I have thought of that every single day since I watched that commencement speech. Do what makes you great. Because honestly, man, growing up, everyone's like, just do what makes you happy. And it's like, you know what makes me happy? Like just being around people I care about, but I can't turn that into a career. It's like, maybe I can. Like, maybe I can, but it's going to be a ton of hard work. I'm going to have to yell at this stupid thing when my Windows update goes through and just crashes all my stuff. And it's like, that doesn't mean I've ever sat here and thought, like, I want to cancel the podcast because I'm having a hard time or it's a ton of hard work.
When he was editing that video with Ralph, it
Premiere,
was just
dude.
Not working. But we got it out, and it was fun. And
I love the episode.
Yeah, it was awesome. I enjoyed it. Ralph, you're hilarious.
Just listen to what life is trying to tell you along the way, and sometimes you're going to realize, like, this isn't for me. I was doing very well in computer science my first 2 years in college, and I restarted because I realized this isn't what I want to do. It's going to take me down a path where I might be successful, but I'll also be miserable. And I switched, and I basically committed to getting a degree that would make me poor. Every decision that I have made has led me to where I am right now. And yeah, I'm unemployed and things suck, but at the same time, it's like, this is where I need to be, and I have no doubt about that. We've been able to spend a lot of
time on the podcast, which
is very needed. We would literally not be talking to you guys face to face right now or face to camera had I not been laid off. So, I mean, just take the direction that life is giving you and embrace it. So that's all I'm gonna say.
All right,
it's a lot of it. It's not like I'm making that short. That was actually really long.
Kat Beatrix says, "I would love to have Adam and Robin read my books. I would love to read books for you. If you're an author and you'd like someone to do your audio books, I will volunteer as tribute."
Alexander said, when I had my final exams, I had a mental breakdown and failed everything. Now I'm 25. I know what I want to do with my life, and I'm studying mental health at TAFE, in parentheses, Aussie Learning. And Akbar says, this is so encouraging. Honestly, you are right. It's mostly just family pressure. I've been so lucky because my parents have just been like, look, like when you figure it out, you're going to know. I called my dad because I really wanted to quit my job because I realized just how miserable I was, and they were trying to make me pick between that job and school. And I told him, like, I'm worried about money. I'm worried about all the things that adults worry about. And he flat out told me, like, I did not work 16-hour days, like 30 days in a row for 30 years so that you could not be sure about what you wanted to do. You know what you want to do. Just do it. And he flat out, and I told him, like, I thought I'm going to quit my job. He's like, good, quit your job. Let me know if you need help. Because, like, I had incredibly supportive parents. My mom's been the same way. My mom didn't know I was listening to her one time. I know. I feel so bad because your parents are so hard on you guys. But, like, my mom was talking to my cousin one time when we were out here in Vegas. And I had just quit my job, and I found a job, like, 2 days later, which I would not have known about had I not quit my job and taken the leap. And they were talking about something they were watching TV, and Ferris Bueller came on. And my mom's like, Adam's Ferris Bueller. He quits his job and finds a new job the next day. It's like, he's just going to be okay. And I heard that from downstairs, and she didn't know I was listening.
I love
and it
Ferris
made me
Bueller.
feel, like, so good about the fact that, like, I'm doing something right if my mom thinks I'm doing something right.
Cool.
So we think you're doing something right, Alexandra. And we think you're doing something right, Akbar. So keep going.
All right. I will hit you up the Snarked after this because I would love to do voiceover work. Like, for real, 100%. Would love to get into voiceover work.
I will totally do voiceover work.
If I could do voice work at Rooster Teeth, that would be
that's a dream job.
That's a dream job.
I had so many friends in audio engineering when I was in college that were working. They were going to school in Chicago, and they would have to pull the audio out of clips and put audio back in with, like, a voice actor. And I used to travel up there and record stuff in studios, like, locally. And it was so much fun. I loved doing it. I loved every minute of it. But, like, voice acting guild is very hard to get into. And they're very exclusive. But, yeah, we are totally available if you guys want to, like, export. If you guys need help with any of that stuff.
Oh, my gosh. Chessie Cat says, sorry, I'm quiet. I'm sewing my Pokemon dress. I want to see it. I love cosplay. I love, like, seeing people create cosplay, which is why I follow so many cosplayers, because I have an addiction. And I don't sew or do armor builds myself. I wish I could, but I don't have time to learn. I really want to. But I love seeing people's progress photos and things like that. I think that's absolutely amazing. You guys are talented. That's incredible. Misty says Robin looks at Adam when she mentions she likes sausage on her pizza.
Because, no. She looks at me because she mentioned she liked mushrooms on her pizza.
He hates mushrooms.
And I hate mushrooms.
Hates mushrooms.
Unless they're from Echo and Rig in Las Vegas. If you're ever here, you should check it out. It's one of the greatest restaurants I've ever been to. They do portobello fries, which are giant cuts of portobello mushrooms shaped like French fries. And they're amazing.
The Snark says, shout out to Adam's parents.
I am going to get Marbles on Stream up and running while you finish off your stuff.
People were talking about Devilman Crybaby. We haven't seen it yet, but there's a lot of anime on our list that we need to go through. But then we have, like, Supernatural we have to finish, and then I watch a lot of shows that are still coming out currently. I need to catch up on Manifest. I haven't even caught up on that yet. It's just so much to watch.
Top Chef season
time.
finale
Top
tomorrow.
Chef, yeah.
Super excited about it.
Did we already watch the episode?
We're ready to go.
Okay.
We are prepared.
All right.
Just so you folks know, because we're about to get into Marbles on Stream, I looked into these custom marbles. You have to pay $5 to open up a marble slot, and then around $2.50 to open up a skin that you guys could choose to put on your marble. And I don't get to customize it. It's just skins that they have on there, so I can't put the Scarish logo on there. So we're like, if we can't customize it, then it's really kind of not worth it. So,
Jaxie Babe says, I'm too scared to commit to schooling because I have horrible test anxiety, and failing out of something I pay for is horrifying. I also have very bad test anxiety.
She really does.
I could know everything, and once I sit down and see the question that is on that stupid piece of paper, everything is gone. And that is why I've had to take statics 1,000,001 times, and why I've had to take math at least twice, like each math class after calc. And sometimes you just, like Adam said with his stupid thing, pick yourself up and try again.
Dust yourself off and try again.
Try again.
The stream is starting to chug a little bit because this program, which is a very simple program, makes my computer chug. So I'm going to switch the source over so that we can get these votes going. Robin's going to continue reading some of the stream chat for you folks. However, we are at the end of the stories, which means Marbles on Stream to end the night. So If you folks would like to vote for what track we are going to race in, switch over if you're on YouTube right now to twitch.tv/scarishpodcast. For those of you in Twitch already, type in !vote, then a space, then the number of the track that corresponds with the name of the track that you want to race. And we'll get these picked and we'll get going. And I'm really happy to see that Alexander and Aqua are having a very meaningful conversation over there about getting a new perspective on life and how things go when you realize you're not doing something that you want to do.
Make those supportive friends. That's super important, at least to me.
Keep people in your life that are supportive of you. It's incredibly important. All right, I'm jumping on Twitch on my phone because I'm going to vote for a track. I ain't going to tell you which one because I don't want to influence this vote.
Yeah, but they can see it once you post it.
Well, yeah, but if we talk about it, it's usually much more of a skewing aspect than us just voting it. So !vote is how you spell vote.
Don't forget, guys, we do have a donation goal for the month. We just started.
We are currently at $0.
We're at 0. So if you guys would like to donate, help support us, we would love to have some money to pay for this trip to San Jose. And that would be great. Thank you. And I don't know if you guys want some silly thing to happen.
You guys always request we do something very silly if we reach our goal.
The monthly
you know what?
goal.
I will shave the bat symbol into my chest hair. You know what? How about this? I'll shave all my chest hair but the bat symbol. So it'll just be a bat symbol out of chest hair if we reach $100. Okay. There you go. You know I will too.
I know. That's why I'm like, but then it's so fluffy already. How are you gonna like?
You just shave. You just trim around it. You do the outline. Then once you're done doing the outline, then you just get rid of the rest of it. That's it.
I wouldn't know. I don't have chest hair.
I'm telling. That's why I told you. That's how you do it.
All right.
All right. I know he's not here right now. He might be here and he's just not talking. Shout out to Connor. This Stream Deck, now that I know that I'm able to do this thing where I can actually just mark stuff without having to worry about alt-tabbing. I explained this earlier in the show. I can just press a button and it highlights the program, press another button and it marks it. It has made things so much easier. Right now, the viewers' vote is the lucky few. We only have 13 votes going right now.
I'm really craving is corn.
It's weird. That's funny, though.
It's because we watched that Instant Pot recipe video, and she made perfect corn.
My mom is addicted to Instant Pot recipe videos right now on YouTube.
And
she's using my account to watch them, too, so it's going to change my suggested videos quite a bit. But that's okay.
Mine are all, like, Worth It videos. The BuzzFeed Worth It videos, or Brandon Ferris, or whatever his name is.
We only got 13 votes in there, folks. So right now, the lucky few is the #1 track, so I think we're going to go with that.
Swiggy Zora says, I think Adam just uses this as an excuse to shave his bod day.
That's funny. I didn't realize that. I have really wanted to shave the bat symbol into my chest for a very long time, so this is an excuse for me to do that.
Miss DC says, Ralph Alt F4.
I'm going to click the lucky few. That is the track that we have, and we're going to go with. And the survival rate is 55.85, so not very high. So we'll see what happens with it. If you would like to race, !play right meow.
Ralph's like, #hack me into PlayStation event. Me too. Take me with you. I swear, I dress very professionally, and I try to make those connections whenever I'm at these events.
Same. I got a new suit, and I feel like empowered by it.
But I feel like an idiot because the first day of E3, I always walk in there with like a nice skirt, nice top. I'm really professional looking, and everyone else is in stupid T-shirts and jeans.
Everyone's in comfortable stuff because they're going to be running all over the conference
and
covering
I just feel
stuff.
dumb. But
all right, we have so far 18 folks joined up to race, 19 now that Robin has joined in as well. So we'll wait just a little while and we'll see who else wants to join in, and then we'll get things going here. So
!play, please, everyone.
Indeed, !play if you would like to join in.
Those on YouTube, jump over to Twitch, join the game. At the end of these races,
whoever wins
gets a signed Scary-ish coaster, and you can ask me to draw something adorable on it. That is not a penis.
And she will. If you want a penis drawn on it, I will do it realistically. Don't ask for penis.
No, I will not allow you to draw your phallic symbols.
You do not get to withhold my creativity. I gotta feed my muse. I gotta unchain her. I have to unchain my heart.
Unbreak my heart.
All right, so we got 19 folks. I'm clicking start. If you would like to join in, you have 10 seconds from this moment to type !play. And Miss Deezy says, coaster dick drawing hype. That's hilarious. So let us see who's going to be collecting this coaster this week. This is a very odd opening.
It already says don't cock block.
Exactly. It's very hard to see who's in the lead, but it looks like Zwazzles has rushed out to an early lead. But we got Neon Scars, Carly, Abe's Monster, Cat Beatrix, and they're starting to go down the series of tubes. We're going to call this the internet. And Zwazzles is still in the lead.
Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet.
I do too. I really like Wreck-It Ralph.
We still haven't watched that, and everyone says it's good.
Everything's slowing way, way down. We've raced this track before. Glitch Grim won, and he won in 2 minutes and 29 seconds. So we'll see if anyone can beat that. And the Ghost Ball should be racing with us so we can see how far ahead we are. Neon Scars is number 1 right now. Miss Daisy, Zwazzles, and Cat Beatrix.
Is the blue one the ghost one?
No, it'll actually have their name and it'll say local ball on it. It's way back there. It's way back we're doing way better than we did last time. But it's a 55% survival rate, so people might die.
Faster. Or not hashtag. God, exclamation point faster.
Wow, this is just so painfully slow. I like the tracks that make you go fast. I want to go fast.
That's a movie I'd love to watch.
Talladega Nights. We're eventually going to watch movies that we enjoy.
Is Pretty Woman on Netflix?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
Mercy. What is going on?
Miss
Daisy is floating backwards?
I think those things are air pockets, maybe?
Well, Zwazzles has now taken the lead back because of whatever air pocket thing is going on back there. Wild Callie is right behind. Zwazzles just took a really weird line through this and is going through it in an odd way, and now it's giving all these people a chance to catch up. Abe's Monster has died. They almost landed down there, but it looks like those fan blades destroyed them.
Wild
Jaxie Babe looks like they died. The Robin Grace looks like they have just died.
No. My sister's playlist last night in the car was so good.
It was very good. Carly has also just died. Oh no. Wild Callie was just shot off the track, and they have died as well. We've never had a race where no one finished, and I wonder if that would happen here. Zwazzles, however, is back in the lead by default after all the deaths to all the marbles. The marbles on stream. And now the local ball of Glitchgrim has caught up to our current contestants that are trying to race for the lead. Neon Scars is ahead of everything, though. And it looks like, unless they get launched at the very end, Neon Scars is going to be the winner. Nope, there's no pulsating rods here. Congratulations, Neon Scars. You have taken the victory. All the other balls have 1 minute and 26 seconds.
So the winners of tonight, please email us at storytime@scarish.com with your mailing address and what you would like to have scribbled on it.
Indeed. And it looks like me and Miss Daisy and Ulrich are bringing up the rear of this race, and hopefully we can finish before the timer runs out, or else we're not going to collect any points off of this thing. Oh, we made it through really quickly. Look at that. So Ralph, Miss Daisy, and I.
Of course, you, Ralph, and Miss Daisy go together.
Yep, we're all just cruising our way to a pretty solid finish. I'm okay with that. We'll collect some points on there, and Zwazzles is just Zwazzles was in the lead. He got stuck in that thing, and it looks like they're still in there.
Glitch, we did get your email. Adam just mailed it out yesterday.
Yes.
So I packaged it up. I drew everything, packaged it up, and had Adam take it to the post office or to whatever blue box he dropped it off in. So hopefully it'll get to you guys soon.
We're all watching Ulrich struggle their way through this machine, and it's so funny. I think they've made it through. They're going to finish out the night for us. I shouldn't say the night. They're going to finish out this race. We do have one more to go after this.
Miss Daisy says my Scarish mug is on the way.
I need to get a Scarish mug.
Let us
bad.
know how it looks, because we just got our t-shirts from Teespring, and I am absolutely
thrilled.
I love it, because I thought it was going to be like a vinyl that they kind of just iron on there, but it's not. It's like they printed it, so it actually feels nice, and I really, really, really like it. I mean,
I put mine on. It fits really, really nicely. Immediately, Robin grabbed my boobs and nipples to show me that they are showing, so I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to wear this on the pod because it makes me feel self-conscious. Getting back to this, though, shout out to Neon Scars, who has won. They have 34 points on the season with 2 wins. They also have 11 races, which just goes to show you, as long as you're in every race, you might win.
I'm going to wear the shirt next week.
Okay. Chessy Cat has 26 points on the season. Glitch is up to 20. Spooky Zora still has 21. Didn't add on to their total. Spooky Zora has 2 wins this season as well. So let's move into our final race of the evening. Feel free to vote on something. I think I'm going to vote on something that I haven't voted on before.
Thank you, Meadows, for subscribing. Guys, don't
Shout out
forget
to Meadows, we love you.
If you have Amazon Prime, you can connect your Amazon Prime to your Twitch. You get Twitch Prime for free with your Amazon Prime account. And with your Twitch Prime, you can subscribe to any channel of your choice every single month. And that is just something that comes with your account. So if you go to twitch.amazon.com, link your Twitch account, free subscription, helps us out. If you subscribe to us, you can subscribe to whoever you want, but it would help us out a lot. Please do that. Thank you.
Cool. My vote is in. Right now, the viewers' vote is the gauntlet. We have 13 votes in, which is as many as we had last time. Now we have 14. So we have a few more people that are voting, and your voice is being heard. It makes a difference. 4 people have voted for the gauntlet, and that track takes a record time of 2 minutes and 7 seconds, average time of 3 minutes. That's a good track.
Meadows, you know what's really funny is I was walking past the coaster that I drew for Amanda, and I literally was going to tell Adam, like, can you message them so we can have dinner or something?
He said that they were going to be busy for most of the beginning of March and that they would get a hold of us. He just said that he's going to text us soon about dinner.
Oh, all right.
So
cool.
Good to know. Right now, we have 19 votes in. The gauntlet is in number 1 position with, I don't know how many votes. We just know that it's number 1. So I'll let it scroll till I see the gauntlet, and then depending on how many votes it has, we're just going to get it started.
4.
And then we can move. It's 4. Cool. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm just going to click the gauntlet. That's what we're going with. I don't know if we've done this one before. It does sound familiar, though. So let's get it going. Survival rate of 55.69. So
that's rough.
It's called the gauntlet. Let's be real. We didn't all think that we were going to survive this. Starts out with a giant funnel, which is going to be brutal. Some people are going to get stuck right off the bat. So let's go ahead and join in by typing exclamation point.
I am not at all good at drawing animals, but I try. I try, and they're not that good.
They're pretty good.
Well, no, I drew a cat for someone the other day on a coaster, and I felt so bad because I was like, this is not my best work. I am so sorry. And then I drew like a little doggo.
Miss Deezy says,
like,
is this a mature stream? Kind of. I'm pretty childish. I mean, you can swear. I swear.
We can swear. If that's what you mean by mature. Otherwise, we are very immature. Shut up.
Fudge.
No. But
Cat Beatrix says, you did a great job on the cat.
I just wish it were better. I really want everyone to be happy with what I draw, so I don't know.
All right. So we have 22 marbles. I think you do a great job with all the drawings, and I appreciate the fact that you do it, because all I have to do is sign it, and I'm always looking down like...
Yeah, he's a lazy asshole.
It's not that I'm lazy. I just can't draw. I mean, I do all the editing and all that stuff, and it's the setting up of this.
Miss DC, can you draw a trouser snake? No, that's all Adam's territory.
I will definitely draw a trouser snake. You're going to not like it because it's just the same dick I've been drawing since I was 16, and realistically, probably 10. All right, we have 23 marbles entered, so I'm going to click start. Anyone who would like to join exclamation point play right now?
I wish I knew someone that could draw your cats for you, because I love commissions, and I would love if someone could do that for you for a tattoo, but don't trust me because it will not be good.
So we're just going to stare at this hole and watch as people approach it. And here they go. Alice in Wonderland holds the local record with 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
Did I get in?
We'll see if anyone can get past it. Yes, you got in.
Sweet.
It says right there, the Robin Grace right in the middle. It looks like Kat has taken the lead very, very, very quickly.
Whoa, how did they get...
They just sunk right through it like a rock. They didn't do all the swirling stuff. Literally everyone else is still stuck in the thing. So right now, Kat, this looks like it's yours to win, but this is a 55% completion rate. So there's going to be some hazards coming up in the racetrack known as the Gauntlet. So we'll see what happens. There's not a lot of people back there that have made it through. You're way out in the lead, too, for the local record as well. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to stay on number 1 until we start getting to the spot where people die. And then I think I'm going to focus on the spot people die and see how many people we can just watch perish. And then eventually click over to see who's in first place after that. You've been slowed down a little bit by these slow pulsating rods. Not the fast ones like we all like.
Those are scary. The really fast ones that just wreck your day. Whoa. Ghost ball.
Alice in Wonderland is caught up, and now Kat... Oh, Glitch just shot right past, taking a shortcut. Kind of cheating. Glitch did that the last time, too, to win. And he's just way out in the lead now.
Oh, that's awesome. So I guess everyone hit up Two's Cat, because they can draw animals and cats. So if you guys want that, Two's Cat.
Glitch is in the lead. I'm right behind there. We got a lot of people now. Miss Deezy, Beast Nerd. Badger Shell. I don't recall Badger Shell. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, welcome.
Appreciate you being here. Miss Deezy is giving Glitch a run for their money. They're out in front, and everyone's staying ahead right now. At least you two are. The local ghost ball for the record. Is there sound effects to this thing? We don't get to hear any of the sounds.
I think there are. There has to be music to it because someone's mentioned the music before. Holy crap, Miss Deezy.
Steezy got caught up a little bit on the bumps. Again, no one's died. I don't think anyone's died so far. There's not a whole lot of hazards, but it has a really low completion rate. I don't know why. Maybe it's because people get so caught up in the slow spots that they want it being eliminated after someone finishes.
Oh, it's almost at the end, though. Look at that.
Yeah, we're really close to the end here. Missed Easy, Glitch, Spooky Zora, Zwazzles, you 4 are in contention right now, but who knows? Someone might take a shortcut like Glitch did earlier. And
this is the one that the pulsing rods were like.
That's not good.
Oh, yeah.
Rip, Miss Deezy, you have passed away. Glitch,
oh gosh,
you have passed away as well. Here we go. Let's just
this
set up
is
shop
where everyone gets
and
murdered.
watch. Zwazzles, you also have died. We'll see if anyone is able to complete this. Here comes Abe's Monsters and Badger. Badger, you have passed away.
What?
Abe's Monster survived, and you have won. Congratulations,
Did
Abe's
they win
Monster.
last week too?
I don't know. We will find out when we finish, though, because it will show us all the people that have all the people that have won.
Yeah, let us know if you won last week.
Rip.
Because then if you won last week instead of a coaster, I'll send you stickers or something because we have quite a few.
Let's watch all the jumps happen and see who survives. Spooky and Ulri both made that jump look easy. Congratulations. Who else do we got? Woo Scarish, Amanda, and Tooscat. Woo Scarish, that's pretty textbook jump right there. Amanda, pretty textbook jump. Tooscat, you're doing okay too. Who else do we got? Beast Nerd. Ralph, you skipped the other ramp, but you made it through somehow. The Snark, Jaxie Babe. It looks like Jaxie Babe is way back there. The
Everyone's
Snark
just
is going to
making
make it.
In now.
The people, like the first 4 people that made this jump,
Didn't
make this jump. Here comes ASB Bunny, the Robin Grace, and Jaxie Babe are way back there still.
All right. So, Abe's Monster, since you haven't won before, totally email us, storytime@scarish.com.
Here comes Robin.
With your, did I make it? Of course I died.
Robin dies to
email
end the
us
race.
with your mailing address and what you would like to be drawn or written on it. We can write a message or something like that.
Whatever works.
So just let us know.
Abe's Monster takes 9 points for winning and their first win, a total of 6 races. Chessy Cat's up to 32 points for the season. Pretty good. Neon Scar is still in first place with 34 points, and a lot of us died. But that one was actually really fun. We've raced it before, but it was a good time. So 2 minutes and 55 seconds. We did not break the record that Alice in Wonderland set
Got any of that lip
last
balm?
time. I don't actually. But awesome. That was really fun. I really like doing marbles on stream. It's a fun time. You folks all seem to enjoy it as well. So let's go ahead and switch back over to the normal view, and my computer can stop chugging because this super simple game, for whatever reason, just seems to eat up every bit of CPU and RAM.
Like my tower.
Once I get a job and I can set some money aside, I'm going to go ahead and get myself a new PC, and I'll use this to read your stuff, and I can stream this whole thing off of a different rig and not worry about it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that to happen, but I got to get a job first.
Yep.
So
thank you so much, everyone who hung out with us tonight and listened to these awesome stories that were sent to us and played marbles with us. We're so glad that you are all in our community, and hopefully you guys join us next week. Every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. for the coming times.
Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time, yes. Some people have gotten the times mixed up, but it's Pacific Standard Time, PST.
Did you stop to wonder if you said Pacific correctly? I do it literally every time I say it.
And don't forget, we have our show coming on June 9th in a few months. Quite a few months.
Our show?
Our tour. We're going to go to the Winchester House.
Winchester Mystery House, June 9th, 2019. It's a Sunday, folks.
I wonder if we should we record an episode while we're in San Jose?
I don't know about that. I think we should record some stuff while we're in San Jose. I don't know if we should record an episode because I don't know where we could record or how I'm going to transfer all of this equipment.
No, I mean like at our Airbnb. Just record like
I don't know how I'm going to transfer all of this equipment and get that through like 4 different airports because we're connecting a few times.
Well, I was just thinking like because my sister's bringing a camera, we can just do like that kind of episode.
We'll record content for sure. I don't know if it's going to be an episode or if we're going to take the content because we're not going to get home till I think late Monday. So there's no way I'll be able to get it edited and put up there. We'll figure something out.
It'll be extra content for sure because my sister, the awesome videographer, is going to come with us and be our camera person for the weekend. So anyways, thank you guys for joining us. If you would love to help support us because all your support's absolutely amazing, please go to patreon.com/scaryishpodcast. That's monthly donations, and there are tiers starting at $1. You get bonus content that I promise we are working on. And
you get early access to absolutely everything we put up as well. Which
little audio tidbits.
We're getting a lot earlier with our early access. Story times are always at least 24 hours early. We almost always get those out a day early. Topic episodes a little bit shorter of earliness, but as long as we record on Sundays, which we're doing more often now, you get early time with that too. So it's pretty good stuff.
Yep, and there are physical tier rewards as well. I'm sending out the spring things. Once the stickers come in, I've ordered them, and they look super cute. At least the design I made was super cute. I don't know. Hopefully the stickers come out really good. Then I'll make all the magnets, package them all up, mail them all out, and hopefully you guys like them. Each season we have a different design that I make and hand make the buttons and stuff. I literally sit there with my little tiny button press and make everything.
We've had a few people upgrade their Patreon tier because they wanted to get into the spot where they would be able to receive that. And you can do that if you're already a patron. You're at the $1 or $3 level, and you want to receive that. You can just upgrade to a $10 level for a month, and you will receive that. And that's totally okay to do. We encourage it, in fact. If you folks want to send us your homegrown horrors, you can reach out to our email address, which is storytime@scarish.com. You can also go to our website, scarish.com. And click on Contact Us, fill out that form, send it to us. You can do a bunch of different ways. What's up, Robin?
All our shops and stuff are also on
I was going to do the shop plug a little bit later and not like slap dab. I don't know if that's actually a phrase.
Well, smack
dab in the middle of where you can reach out to us. But okay, since we're already here, if you're at scarish.com, click on Store. It is a compiled place that has all of the products across all of our stores that will take you exactly where you need to go to purchase it. And you can check out like size options, coloring options, all that fun stuff. And there's a lot of products that we have up there. Big shout out to Robin for getting almost every single item put into our stores across all the things. I think I did a couple mugs.
Miss Deezy's all sneaky, not giving me her mailing address. Just saying.
Don't know where that came from.
It's just because, like, I can't mail her anything for the material stuff.
For the Patreon tier.
Yes.
Right on. That's another thing. Anyways, going back to the plugs for how you can reach out to us, you can Facebook message us if it ever gets back up and running. Facebook.com/ScarishPodcast. Tweet at us @ScarishPod. Instagram @ScarishPodcast. Join our community, our fun stuff. Scarish Spooky Friends group is on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/ScarishPodcast. You'll find it. And you can also go to Scarish.com if you want to join our Discord. It's on the right-hand side. Just scroll down. There's like a million social media links for all of our stuff. Click on the Discord one. It'll take you right in there, and we'll welcome you. You're probably going to get a weird message like, welcome to the corn, because of that corn joke that just never seems to die. But don't worry. No one's really weird.
We're children of the corn.
We have a lot of channels in there. We have a Game of Thrones one that
We have Game of Thrones. The Haunting at Hill House. We have
a place for you
Disney.
to drop your homegrown horrors. We have not so spooky memes where you can just post funny memes. You have Dad Joke Corner. Dad Joke Corner is so damn funny. I love it. It makes me laugh literally every single day. So join us. We appreciate every single one of you that listens, watches, donates, whatever the case may be. If you're part of this community, we appreciate all of you. We really, really do. So thank you, because you make it worth doing this 100%.
Yep.
And I think that's just about everything that we have.
Yeah. Keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.